Okay, all right. I'm pretty sure it started up the right chat. Let me make sure, because, whenever I go live now, it just randomly starts up just like other things, and I don't like that. But anyway, looks like we're all set to go. Welcome back to the Slice of Shonen Podcast. I am your host on the boat, Sailor, and we got some really good chapters this week, man. We got some really good stuff. Good afternoon, Kaneki. I see you in chat. Make sure y'all like up the stream. All that good stuff, whether you're watching after the fact or you're watching live. We appreciate you for joining us as always. And of course, it's not just me. I have my Ensemble of Excellence here. Hello, Otto. Hello. Let me go down my list. Good day, Hardy. Good day. Let me see. We have me. Hey, how's it going? We have the Cookin' Taco. We have the Zenith Annie Manga, whose channel and Patreon are linked down below. We got a 3-man weave going right now for this podcast. Maybe we'll add someone else. I don't know if they'll be joining later. Probably not. But hey, for right now, it's just us, man. It's the big three right now. You know what I'm saying? So let me keep looking through. Hunter x Hunter was peak. I agree. That shit went hard. I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links to get Yuri. Now I got all the Yugi boys. I can't wait for them to drop drop Z arc. Ugh, if I could read. Hell yeah, brother. I hope it's really good. I hope it's really good. Anyone read Ichi the Witch? Nah, man. I am. I have fallen off on that. I need to get on it. How is it? Was it good this week?
Yeah, it's kind of just setting up the current arc,
Okay.
which is fun so far. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I've seen a comment before. Someone was asking, like, hey, are you guys going to talk about Ichi the Witch on the podcast? And who knows? I mean, we don't need to have an official section for it since it only has, like 7 or 8 chapters now.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those things where, I mean, look, we all, kind of loved Kagurabachi for a while before it got on the podcast. Like, we need to be sure, it's not going to just go away. We want to see some consistent quality. We want to know if it's something we're invested in to talk about on here, because it is a portion of our day. It's an investment.
Yeah. So hey, I mean, I'll definitely. I plan on catching up on manga. I got Goku Roku Guy on the docket, and then I'll probably catch up on Ichi the Witch. So hey, at the start of every podcast, I can go Ichi the Witch really good, and we can talk about how good it was for a couple minutes. Let me see. Chapter 272 of JJK was peak this week. Oh, brother. Yeah, me too. I thought that shit was lit, man. God. Yeah, man. I can't believe it fixed all of my issues. That shit was so good. Damn, I'm delusional, chat. For those who don't know, Zark is like if Taco crashed out harder than Megumi and Shibuya. Damn, bro. That's pretty crazy. That's like if he just summoned like a giant fucking nuke to kill everyone. Taco, would you do that?
Bro, people just be saying shit.
That is how talking works.
I know.
Hey, man. I respect it. Hi, Sage. Hello. Undead Unluck was cool, too. I got to catch up on that one, too. I have
not read it yet. Oh, hi, Sky.
Hi, Sky. Hello, buddy. How do you feel about them adding Z arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links?
Bro, my man Zark. I fucking love Zark.
Hey, man, there you go. Yeah,
He's terrible.
You have an ally in chat in Kaneki, man. He's there.
Bro, Kaneki, let's go, dude. Zark for the win. Zark for president. Guys, don't forget to go out and vote for Zark.
Yeah, put that joint on there, man. Put that joint on there. On your official ballot. It's not too late. November 5th.
Yeah, you can put anyone you want on there.
Yeah, man, sure. You can put anyone on there. Did you see that MHA is getting 60 bonus pages, basically 3 chapters? Poor JJK fans. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care right now. Of course, I am definitely gonna check it out. I'm of course gonna see what it is. I'm expecting it to be a couple volume extras as well. Just like...
It's gonna mostly be volume extras, probably.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing how it improves the ending, but like when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's fine.
I think a good number of those are going to be volume extras, and some of those are going to be single page panels turned into double page spreads, because he's done that before on volume volume releases. And I'm expecting maybe I don't know, 15 pages of new content probably among that.
It's
but
gonna be
that's still a good amount, you know?
MHA's version of the
Chapter.
8 pages, bro. Hey, man, we're gonna be here. But yeah, I hope it does make some improvements to the ending. It'll be nice. It'll be nice seeing some more character interactions and all that good stuff. You know, it'll be cool. Let me see. Sailor Clout is the only man who managed to land 12 consecutive white splashes in under an hour, beating the previous record of Jin Itadori. We must never insult his accomplishments. Hey, man.
Oh,
Whoa.
Bro, you weren't in chat. We were talking about, competitive gooning. Hey, man. I stepped my shit up. You know what I'm saying? I've leveled up in the past 48 hours.
I'm only an amateur gooner.
If I could pin that comment, I would. Can I pin that comment? I am a mod. I don't know if I have that
Go ahead. Yeah, pin it. Yeah, I think you should be. If you can't, I will. Sure. I don't care. But yeah, good stuff this week
I
for
don't think I can.
here. I'll pin it for you, buddy. It's okay. There you go. I pinned it for you. But
yep.
with all that being said, ooh,
Good comment, man. We're going to put that right on the fridge.
I almost forgot to grab my damn handy dandy notebook.
Oh, no.
Oh shit!
No.
Shout out
Oh.
Nasty Nutter on his breeding arc. Crazy.
Y'all need shame. Y'all need shame.
He said, "Bro, Pop, dude, we talking about gooning?" Yo, that is insane, bro. Hey, I respect it. I respect
Hey
it.
guys, do you think our chat is weird?
No.
Nah, this is how it's all like, right? They're all
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
They're all like this.
I hope.
This is just the normal thing, right?
I have no idea how it could have turned out like this.
It's
Yeah,
really
there's
impossible.
no way
to
we
say.
encourage this. What?
Yeah.
Nah, man. I think our audience has come to know us as wonderful people, and they're just reciprocating our kindness out there into the ether. You know.
I have someone who haunted me.
Oh yeah, you're
Literally
right.
haunted me.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. So minus him. Oh my god, he's back. Oh my god, he's back. Oh no.
What are you, like fucking Beetlejuice? Dude?
We just mentioned him. We summoned him. Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
Hey man.
Bro made
Shout
a
out
new
to you,
email
man.
and everything for this bit.
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to it. But with all that being said, y'all are crazy. In terms of nutting, he's only second to Sailor Clout. Oh my god. I'm just getting new gooning lore, man. Sailor was truly the man who left his white splashes and overwhelming fertility behind, man. I am just a fucking heavenly restricted gooner, man. I don't know what's happening, man. Hey, man. Hey. It's just what it is. Sailor hitting the white flash. True. Hey.
Witnesses overwhelming virility.
Hello, Alphobe, by the way. Hello. I see you in chat, too. I didn't want to make it seem like I was ignoring your comment. Anyway, let us get into the actual podcast proper, because now I have my handy-dandy notebook, and I have written down, or I'm going to start writing down timestamps again. First up is Hunter x Hunter, chapter 404. Fellas, as knowledgeable as you are on the chapter, I need you to break it down for me in very simplistic terms. How did you feel about this?
All right, given what we've been talking about, I think it's fair to say that Hunter x Hunter is the manga equivalent of edging.
Bro,
Right?
for you,
Like-
I was out here jorking it, bro. This chapter was amazing.
All right, well, I guess I have more self-control. I'll be honest, when Halkenburg died, I was just like, oh my god.
Bro, this shit was peak, man. Oh my god. Last week, I was saying that, like, yeah, I think this is my favorite chapter so far. Bitch, I lied. This is my favorite chapter so far out of the ones that we've gotten since Togashi's come back. God damn, this was really good. So I guess because as always for Hunter x Hunter, there is a fuck ton of stuff that is happening. It's okay, Alphobe, I got you. The sailor notes are here, man. I got you. So let's
Got us.
Yeah.
Alphobe. I got in our chat, and I was look, guys. I gotta admit it. I'm too stupid for Hunter x Hunter. I can't do it no more.
Hey, man, I got you, man.
Grace us with the knowledge, my man. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, I understood the chapter. I think I did.
I believe in you. I think you understood it as well.
But someone else should explain it.
Understandable. So gather round. Sailor notes are about to begin. So page 1, Kurapika is talking with third Prince Zhang Lei, and they're going over Zhang Lei's Nen Beast ability, because he just randomly started dropping coins, and he's trying to figure out what happened. Kurapika, obviously the smartest guy in the room, he starts bringing up like actual questions that matter, because last week Zhang Lei's men, he was asking them like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And they were giving him all answers that he thought about already. And he was like, oh my fucking God, you guys suck, bro. Get Kurapika on the phone. Kurapika comes in, immediately sets the tone, comes in, starts asking brand new questions. So Kurapika, they do the quick check on the coins. They see the differences on it, blah, blah, blah. They go through that, and Kurapika thinks about it. And man, damn, I'm not gonna lie. I fucking love, like, I as much reading as it is, I fucking love how much thought goes into just all this shit. And we'll get into it a little bit later, especially. But Zhang Lei, he gives Kurapika a 10 coin. We see the differences in that with the number resetting back down to 1, and then the display obviously changing. So basically, TLDR, there are different abilities, and once you get a coin handed to you, no matter where it's at, it resets, gives you new abilities once you reach a certain threshold. We're trying to figure out when that exactly is. Our estimate right now is, if Zhang Lei survives and becomes king, that's when we'll really start to see more of the effects that are happening with this coin. But wait, there could be a potential thing that could have more of an effect on this current standing, if you will, because of the pseudo-coercive ability, right? So with Zhang Lei's ability, think of it as basically, hey, you work for me, you're loyal to me, I'll give you power. So after a while, you start to awaken your Nen nodes, you start to awaken the ability of Nen, and in exchange for that, it just wants you to be loyal to Zhang Lei. We don't know the consequences of it, obviously. This is just kind of something that's just now been explained to us, and Kurapika wants to keep an eye on it as the time goes on. Why this is important is because Koventoba, first Prince Benjamin's guard, he picked up a coin, and he's been holding on to it as time passes. So depending on what happens in the next coming days, something could occur where, hey, now you gotta show off some loyalty to Prince Zhang Lei. If you don't, I don't know, we'll like shut off your aura and puts you in Zetsu for like a day or some shit like that. I don't know. But it's important. Keep that in mind. Moving on. We have, okay, this is them going over Koventoba having the coin. He gives a coin to Kurapika. So, we can, I guess, keep track of that. This is the shit, man. This is the shit that when I was reading it, it blew my fucking mind because I didn't even think about it. It was when, is page 5. They're talking about how Zhang Lei is connected to one of the mafia families. He has a bunch of members on board. All of the princes who are connected, which is Saraidnik, Lucerus, and Zhang Lei. They have a bunch of people on board. Obviously, we've seen the mafia subplot with the Phantom Troupe. But the big thing that gets emphasized so many times in this mafia plot line is balance. We need to maintain the balance. We cannot let the scales tip in any certain direction, because if the scales tip in any which way, hell is breaking loose. The shit is going crazy. We are going to see an all-out war on this ship, but it's not going to be like hidden in plain sight like we have right now. It's going to be just like niggas are getting murked in hallways just all over the ship. It's going to be a battle to the death. It's going to turn into a game of Fortnite, basically. And the person who gets the most to benefit out of this situation is Benjamin, because if you remember last week, we talked a little bit about Benjamin bringing up martial law and how that would pretty much be his win condition. He brings out martial law, he gets to put every prince under house arrest, and he can just do with him what he wants, basically. So that is when we like went over that and I realized that, I was like, oh my fucking god, my head exploded. I was like, I didn't even think about this shit. This is so bad for so many reasons, because I was originally just thinking about Haleli and Morena, and who knows, maybe she's in contact with Hisoka. If you don't remember Morena's ability, it's, hey, if you kill a bunch of people, then you just get more powerful. That paired with Hisoka is pretty fucking bad. So, like, I've just been stressing about that this whole time. I didn't even think about, oh, this is a grounds for martial law, and Prince Benjamin just walks his way onto the throne, basically. So, Kurapika is stressing about that. And he's thinking about, like, who should I stay with right now? Because Benjamin could go after either Saraidnik, Zhang Lei, or Lucerus, and he could absolutely brutalize these dudes and make it seem like it was a mafia hit, which would make the different mafia families respond, and that would set an all-out war into motion and martial law and stuff like that. And that makes a lot of sense, because at the start of this arc, Prince Benjamin is like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, y'all better hope I don't catch you. Ricky, when I catch you, I am going to pulverize you, bro. It's gonna be a fate worse than any death you've seen in your life. So he's thinking about this. Kurapika is thinking about this, and he's wondering, like, should I stay with Zhang Lei? Prince Benjamin could send some people here, or who knows, maybe Benjamin comes in himself, brutalizes everyone. He's even thinking about, like, 14th Prince Wobble, like, even she would be a casualty of it, because that would just make it seem like the mafia is crazy. They're going on crazy hit and runs. We already had that incident earlier where that, I forget his fucking name, but the dude with, like, the moon scar under his eye, he was murdering, like, what, like 20 plus people? So the people are already pretty worried about that, so that could definitely set some things on edge by itself. So anyway, Kurapika decides, I think I'm just gonna go back to my room. But this is a problem, specifically because we have, like, the worm guy, the nigga who controls the Alaskan bullworm ability, and he's just been murdering people in the room, and we don't really know who that is. Well, we do know it's Furikoff, but, like, the people in the room don't know who it is. So they're trying to figure out the ability of that. And then the second reason is because second Prince Camilla, she has had an army of, like, outcasts and have-nots, and they have this thing where it's similar to Longhe's, I shouldn't say it's similar because we don't know the full thing of Longhe's thing, but I guess in terms of, like, Nen curses, it's similar, where you just cast a curse on somebody and it just obliterates them. So, specifically, Camilla has had she's had her have-nots curse the different princes. And I believe, if I remember correctly, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to curse them a bunch, and then they have to just, like, off themselves in front of that prince. And then that's when the curse takes effect, and it's more than likely going to result in that prince's death. So, with that being the case, Camilla sent the guard, or she sent the person with the Nen curse on 14th Prince Wobble, aka the prince that Kurapika is protecting. So now we have someone directly targeting Kurapika's prince throughout this entire thing, which is very, very bad. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. We're going to see where that goes. Kurapika is already starting to make plans because he realizes Camilla sending one person, they're definitely not here to be taught some shit. They're on to something. So again, keep that in mind. Now, we get into the big part of this chapter. Halkenburg. He's looking sick. His stummy hurts. Cheadle and everyone else, Leorio, my goat, They're trying to get him, take care of him, stuff like that. And Silver brought it up last week, and it turns out this is just the case, that Halkenburg has taken over Prince Benjamin's second in command, Balsamilko. This is pretty fucking big. So, we get this really long explanation about how this swapping ability works. I'll just sum up like the most important part. So, you have Prince Halkenburg, which, by the way, they say he's the 7th prince in this chapter. He's the 9th. Loserus is the 7th. I guess that's just a typo. But anyway, he fires his arrow. Bang! Fires the arrow, and usually it just picks anyone at random, and that still continues to be the case here. But it picks someone in his crew at random, and it swaps their soul with the person he just hit with the arrow. In this instance, he hit Balsamilka with the arrow, swapped his mind with Halkenburg's mind with Balsamilko. So now Balsamilko is basically in Halkenburg's body, and now Halkenburg is in Balsamilko's body. So with his body being like all out of it, and he's feeling pretty sickly, he ends up dying. Halkenburg, his body ends up dying. This is what makes it confusing. His body dies. So this means that Balsamilko's mind is going to be transferred back over to Halkenburg. So Halkenburg, thinking about this, is like, I think I'm just going to take an eepy pill, because that was a big thing he mentioned, where he said, hey, when one of us is asleep, that means the other person comes out to play. So Balsamilko coming back to his body is automatically going to get control. And when he goes to sleep, Halkenburg is in control. So Halkenburg is going to pop a fucking perk 30 or something, go to sleep. Balsamilko's body, or his mind, is going to come back to his body, and this allows Halkenburg to still be in control. Basically is what's happening here. It's a very long and complicated explanation, but just know Halkenburg is in his body now. He's in Balsamilko's body, and he's planning to keep it that way for at least 10 or so hours. Our boy is on the clock. We don't know exactly what he's going to do, but it's bound to be some nefarious shit. So, anyway, moving forward from that, you have all of the princes seeing, and we have Halkenburg. His body is dead, and we're gonna have a big funeral procession for him, and it's gonna be going from tier 3 all the way up to tier 1. Now, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about, Morena, the group, the leader of the Haleli gang, the person that the Phantom Troupe is searching for. I thought that, well, she is supposedly, that's like the floor that she runs, but our group, they couldn't find her. Maybe she's hidden away somewhere else on floor 3. Maybe she plays into it. But Silver brought up that this is more than likely going to be the time where the Phantom Troupe, they might take this opportunity and go up to the higher levels, because that has been their goal for a pretty big part of this arc. So keep that in mind, especially if Hisoka is up there, because we don't really know where Hisoka is right now. But the last time we saw him, we saw the Zayu, not the boss, but the second in command, Hinrig. I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. It's weird. He gave tickets to Hisoka and said, hey, we have a spot for you in tier 1. Just fuck off, please. We're going to try to fix this. We're going to try to get this all resolved in order to keep the balance. So if Hisoka is there and the Phantom Troupe are going, obviously that's very important. Another big part of this chapter, now that we've kind of gone over the whole Halkenburg thing in brief Sailor Note detail, is the part with Saraidnik. This nigga is a fucking problem. Oh my god. Another instance in this chapter where my jaw hit the floor. So if you don't remember, Saraidnik has been training to activate Zetsu faster and faster and faster, because Zetsu, when he goes into that ability, when he shuts off his aura, that's when he activates that complicated ass time power where he can see into the future and he can act on things and stuff like that. It's way too complicated to fucking explain, but that's the reason why he's been trying to shave down on his time. So before he started at 10 seconds, I believe, now he's at like 3.4 something. and he's looking to shave it down to a second, which is fucking crazy. That is, if he can activate that in a second, that is ridiculous. So we got to keep track of that guy, especially because we have this this guy here. I forget his fucking name. But Tsuridnik is like, hey man, after I hit a second, we're gonna spar. So we're gonna see the full capability. We're gonna see the extent of Tsuridnik's ability once he hits that 1 second. So again, keep that in mind. Kacho is slowly fading away from Fugetsu because Fugetsu is sick. Small detail. I thought that shit was sad though. It makes me a little sad. And yeah, that's about it. Next chapter seems to be primarily centered around the Phantom Troupe. But again, a fuck ton of stuff happened here. Sage brought up like this being the brief Sailor Notes is crazy, and it is, because a lot happened. But still, this chapter fucked, man. It was so good.
All right, I think we can all agree on one thing, regardless how you feel about the chapter. Good job, Sailor. Good job, Sailor.
Thank you, man. Thank
Good job,
you.
man. That's
Everyone
not
golf
easy.
club.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
you
it.
like had to pay attention and stuff. That's
I think that
Bro, I was like on the
Lot of work.
wiki like last night when I was working on the thumbnail. I was like, oh wait, doesn't this go back to this? And oh no, this goes back to this. So like, yeah, man, I was, bro,
My
it
God.
took
really dedicated.
it took me like 30 minutes to read this chapter once.
he's using the flicker wiki technique.
Oh,
Hey man, this is what I be doing.
He said, "Oh,
This is just what I be doing, man.
man."
Oh man.
just not a fan of that. All
I
right.
know. We'll fucking start liking it because it's my new thing. I say now.
Hey man. Every
Sorry,
chapter
that's
Hunter x
my
Hunter, that's what it's gonna
catchphrase.
require.
Yeah, sorry, that's my personality.
And I appreciate the recap, Sailor.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I,
Hey man, no
I have a
problem.
question.
Height.
Halkenburg's body is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what does that mean exactly? Like,
So
what happens to Halkenburg's consciousness after he
It's
leaves?
just in
So-
there, I guess.
so
Forever. No,
that
no.
I was about to say, that's what I am curious about as well.
We just don't know. is the
we
answer.
don't
Yeah.
really know what's going to happen, because it was stressed out in this chapter that in order for somebody to die, their mind and body has to die. And Halkenburg was saying that, like, well, if that's the case, then there's no point in testing if a prince can return back to their body if their mind has been separated from their body. So that's making it seem like, to me, that Halkenburg can go back to his body, especially with how weird Nen is, and, Nen after death and stuff like that. It would not surprise me if Halkenburg could go back to his body and he's just like, hey, I'm good again.
That's crazy if because his body died, he gets like Nen after death.
I mean,
That would be crazy.
A technicality, bro's cheating. What the hell?
yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
more
like,
bullshit than what fucking Hisoka did. If we're being
Yeah,
honest.
right.
Yeah,
It is.
What do we-
I mean, like, how can, like, the whole thing, because this chapter does emphasize the risks of it, because, like, this is a very big gamble that Halkenburg is pulling off here. I mean, like, when you do swap with somebody, like, the person who initiated it, their mind takes precedent, unless we have a situation that happened with Halkenburg, where the person who got swapped into his body dies, so now Balsamilko's soul is returning back to his body. So if that happens, then his mind takes over again, and he's the alpha in the situation, I guess. So it's a pretty
So-
big risk for Halkenburg to be doing this. So I wouldn't be surprised by it.
My next question is: he's targeting First Prince Benjamin,
Yeah.
but do we
should
know
be.
exactly like what he's trying to accomplish? Because I don't think he's going to be able to kill him. Like maybe
I
that is what
mean-
he's just trying to do, but like he's not going to pull it off.
I think there is a good chance that he is going after Benjamin, yes. He could also target another prince, because, I mean, they're in different rooms, but I know, venting and stuff like that. From what I remember, Camilla and Benjamin are both in like the VVIP area, which is so funny, the VVIP. But they're both in
very,
that.
very.
Yeah, they're both being housed in that while their rooms are being searched because they went to fucking Judge Judy, and you know the judge was like, "All right, we'll search both of your rooms, fucking whatever. Just sit in the VVIP area until we figure this shit out. All right, just God." So they're both in there right now. And you know, obviously there was a pretty big thing that was mentioned by Balsamilko that the gas that he has in his boot, or where the super omega kill toxin, it can travel through vents and stuff like that. So Camilla could also be a casualty. Maybe we see it pass through other areas of the ship as well, because that was another thing that was brought up. Like, hey, we're trying to keep this confined. Halkenburg could just let that shit bang. And it's just like, all right. So we don't know exactly, to answer your question, we don't know exactly how he plans about killing Benjamin or whoever he's going after next. But it already is a pretty big play.
Assumedly, on Halkenburg's side, it has to do with his funeral.
Yeah, the procession definitely has to be a big part of it.
He specifically asked for the procession to go a certain way, so it's a part of his plan.
Yes, and Halkenburg, or I'm calling him Halsamilko, he specifically asked...
Do not add another fucking ship name. What the fuck am I gonna do, bro? I'm already fighting.
Okay, so
remember shit.
Oh, go ahead, Tago, go ahead.
This sequence of events all makes sense to me because, and this is pure headcanon, I want to preference that.
Go ahead.
But I have thought for years, since this arc first began, I've always believed that Saraidnik was going to be the one to kill Benjamin. I've always
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, it makes perfect sense because you have to hype up Saraidnik and make him a believable threat because he's going to be one of the main antagonists. But you can't kill Krollo or Kurapika or Hisoka for his first kill. You need to hype him up before he fights them. This is just like storytelling. You know, it's like you have to hype him up. Well, that's what... Because Benjamin is introduced specifically as the strongest prince. He's the only one that already knew Nen. He's literally choking out a fucking lion.
I was gonna
say,
and he's the general of all the military. So I think he's going to be Saraidnik. When we see Saraidnik go all out for the first time, I think it's going to be fighting Benjamin, and he's going to win.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, when Benjamin was introduced as well, it was with Saraidnik, and we found out they fucking hate each other. So I think that's what it's gonna be. So I think Benjamin's plan will come to pass. The martial law. I don't know if it's gonna be exactly how he wants it to be, where he kills one of the princes that's tied to the mafia, and then all hell breaks loose and all that. I think that would still make sense because then that ties in the Phantom Troupe and the mafia subplot. It kind of brings it all full circle together. If he does one of the princes, it's gonna have to be Lucerus or what's the other dude's name? Yeah, it's gonna have to be one of those two. Because Saraidnik's not gonna die. Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if they completely X'd him out in the last chapter, but they were talking about, Melody's crew was talking about looking into Lucerus as well. So, and they made the tunnel for Fugetsu to get into his room. So, if Benjamin goes after Lucerus, Fugetsu could get cooked. So, hey, man, that's another thing to keep in mind.
At the end of this chapter, at the very least in the Viz version, Phaeton says, makes sense.
Yeah, they give Phaeton he's when Syriax makes fun of Rhyme? That's his voice.
Are you telling me that Nobunaga is the Rhyme style of the Phantom Troupe?
Bro,
that makes so much sense.
Bro, Phaeton is just makes sense, bro. I don't know why you do these things.
No, it's so true. Nobunaga is built like a backslash.
That's crazy.
Like,
Oh,
I don't
I
know why they
love
have
that.
Phaeton speak like that. Like, Phaeton's like, I don't know, bro. You make no sense, bro. It's like,
Sorry, it's just- I wanted to make a, I
very
wanted
to
to
the
make a
point.
meaningful. I wanted to make a meaningful
I
contribution.
mean,
to
I
the
guess
conversation.
technically it was very meaningful. Thank you. I guess if you want to look at it from like a story perspective, he's from Meteor City, and them niggas can't read, so like, he probably he probably can't put words together well.
You know, have we ever
We're
seen
quite
Crollo write?
literally uneducated.
Have we
Yeah,
ever seen Crollo write down his name?
I think so.
Does he know how to
and
spell it? Okay, he does. Good for him.
I think. I mean,
Okay, now,
he's by far
they
the
spell
smartest
it
one
right.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Frollo is
Bro-
literally a genius compared to them because he can read.
yeah,
I was about to
yeah.
say, bro has the book as his net ability. He can't read that shit. He's like, yes, this is the bomb ability. And like, what's it called? I don't know. I just recognize the shape of the word.
Shit. Yeah. Fucking.
The word bomb kind of looks like a bomb, right, Hisoka?
That's why he is like. He goes to somebody else. He's like, please read this for me. Please tell me. Tell me what this means, please, man. God.
Yeah, I think the really interesting thing about this chapter.
Oh, before you
It's
continue, Sky. Yes, we know Crollo can read. It was just a joke. We know.
No,
We know. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I mean, I'm not totally convinced.
Yeah, I
but
remember the flashback. We know.
I think what's interesting about this chapter is, especially to
Crollo.
me, the because Halkenburg's death is a big deal. I do really like the idea that Basamilko,
Basamilko. Yeah.
he's just like, all right, I've got this poison idea, and here it goes. Where am I? He's like, this poison is incredibly deadly and incredibly painful. Opens his eyes. Man, I'm feeling very dead and pain. Shit.
Nigga woke up in the fucking JJK airport, bro. He's like, what the hell? Where'd this
think
go?
If this chapter is the last chapter where I think that what happens from now on is going to be very direct action instead of indirect action, which is generally what like this arc has been, because especially the last few pages at the end where it's just going through like, you know, most of the princes of where they are right now, what they're doing. It feels to me very much like just getting this glimpse into the status of everything before the funeral procession, which is where everything's going to change.
Yeah,
So-
I completely agree. I don't want to underestimate Togashi because this motherfucker could keep going forever. But I feel like based on where we're at in the story, based on just like this is like just more meta stuff, the way he's been speaking about the series, like just I think we are getting closer to the point where the setup stops and the payoff starts. Like I think we're gonna start getting. I think so. I mean, I could be.
Yeah, no,
wrong.
bro. No, I get what you're saying.
Shit
It'll,
is probably
I-
gonna hit the
I-
fan really soon. Yeah.
I think it's the funeral. Which the funeral
no,
could be
I agree.
fucking. The funeral could be 5 chapters away. Like we don't fucking know what's gonna happen. I do think once the funeral starts, I get the sense that that's when
Yeah.
all
and a
the
lot of
stuff-
people are going to be at that funeral. That,
Yeah, a
like,
lot of people are
characters
gonna
that matter.
convene. Yeah.
all of the stuff he's been setting up, because the funeral kind of, because like Sailor said, like it's the opportunity to like start combining all these little subplots that have had like nothing to do with each other. Because then you have the mafia, you have Benjamin with martial law, and you have like just all this stuff could finally start popping off. It's the
Also,
best opportunity to start it.
we know the Phantom Troupe are gonna be on the run. I know it's been so long since we've been on this ship that some people may not remember. Kurapika does not know they're here.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
no fucking idea that
clue.
they're here. Yeah, like he is completely ignorant. Like it's actively being kept from him by Mizai Storm, where he's like, I don't know if I should tell this dude this. So, hey man, they could see each other. Like even if it's just like like, even if he runs into like Hisoka and he's like, "Oh, I'm here hunting the spiders." What? Like,
What?
the huh? What do you
Wait.
mean?
Can you say that one more time, Sailor, for Hisoka's side?
Oh, yeah, I'm here hunting the spiders. Bro, that genuinely is what it's gonna be. It's gonna like, oh shit, yeah. It could go left, especially. I mean, like, it doesn't even have to be Hisoka because Kurapika knows about the mafia families. If Kurapika finds out like what's going on, one of the mafia heads is just like, yeah, you know, we're looking for, we're like, because he's very concerned about keeping. Oh my god, this shit is crazy. Okay, he's Kurapika in this chapter is like stressing how important it is to keep the balance between the mafia families. So if one of the like underbosses tells him like, yeah, we're hunting after Morena, she's like someone who's you know, she's someone who's going rogue, she's trying to kill everybody, we're trying to preserve the balance, we have the Phantom Troupe on the case. Holy, bro. Nah, shit could go left, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. This shit is so good. I love this arc, actually.
It's gonna be a big moment when Kurapika finds out that the Phantom Troupe is on the ship.
Because it's going to be a huge conflict of interest of like what he does. Because him going after them basically means sacrificing all of the duties he's taken on.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it might not happen immediately because I think his first reaction is going to be immediately like, "Oh, revenge! I have to kill them." But there's going to come a moment when he has to make a decision. Is he going to protect Prince Wobble or is he going to try to kill them and get revenge? Those two things cannot happen at the same time. He's going to have to make that decision. And that is going to be the most important character moment in his entire story.
God, man. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, because that's the interesting thing about Kurapika, because he obviously is very... He cares a whole lot about his revenge, but it's never been to a point where he acts very recklessly. He still acts recklessly, but not very. Like the whole, you know, plan to isolate Uvo is like, it's smart. And I think that in a situation like, you know, here on the boat, he would probably take a similar mindset of trying to, you know, make whatever alliances he can in order to isolate the spiders one by one so he can kill them. But, you know, like you said, it's completely different now because he's not just making alliances. He's making alliances on Wobble's behalf.
Yeah.
And there's, I think I can very easily see with my observation hockey, I can see the situation where Kurapika is trying to make one of those deals with like one of the mafia heads or another prince to isolate the spiders, and they're like, yeah, sure, no problem, we just need you to step out of Wobble's room from the times of 4 to 4:30 p.m. and make some kind of deal that is obviously like, yeah, we'll help you, but we're killing Wobble 100%.
Oof, yeah.
And that, you know, I have faith in my boy. I think that he will make the right choice. I don't know if he'll make it like super quickly. He's gonna be like, no, I won't do. He's gonna be like,
let me ponder.
Or the spider.
Kurapika's story is inherently very tragic. Like, I can't envision an ending where like he gets what he wants and it's happy.
No way, dude. No fucking way.
He might end up getting his revenge, but it'll be at the cost of something else, or he will have to sacrifice, you know, the fulfillment of his revenge.
Bro, even at the start of this arc, like before Leorio calls him to like join up with him and the rest of the Zodiacs, like he's looking through all of the eyes he's collected of his family, and he's like, I have given up a piece of myself each time I've collected the eyes. I have nothing left. Like, fuck, man. Like, this shit's not gonna be happy.
Yeah,
I think
he will not get what he wants in the end, basically, whatever that means.
Well, I don't think that's true because I think what he wants can change. His mindset can change.
Yes, that's true.
fair. I just don't think it will.
I hope it
I
does.
think it will. No,
I
I
think it will.
genuinely believe because here's the thing: the Phantom Troupe or villains, they have been every single time they show up, they get more and more humanized, and it culminated in this backstory where now we just see them. Like we know why they do the things they do now. We might not agree with the way they do it, but like we understand like these are people who had nothing and they couldn't even keep that. And people were taking that from them.
Yeah.
So I think what's gonna probably end up happening is Kurapika's going to have to give up on revenge. And that's
has
a good
to.
thing.
Yeah, he has
It's a
to.
good thing. He's gonna have to give up on the revenge to protect Prince Wobble, and ultimately I think that will give him more fulfillment. Keeping Prince Wobble alive will give him far more fulfillment than if he killed Crollo. And on the flip side, to give him another like layer of like, here, man, you did the right thing. Saraidnik is the one who has the remaining pairs of eyes of his clan.
Yes. Yeah.
So when Saraidnik is defeated and killed at the end of the arc, Kurapika's because he has two separate goals. It's revenge and collecting the eyes. He will complete the collection of the eyes. He will not get revenge. But he doesn't need revenge. I think that's the conclusion he'll come to.
Yes,
So
I agree
He'll be
as well.
rewarded. He'll be rewarded, and his mission will be complete of collecting the eyes. And then he can do whatever it is that I don't know what he wants to do with the eyes. But
yeah, man. Like he has to find another reason to live, basically.
I think Kurapika will get a happy ending. I'm believing in my boy. I think he's got it.
I really hope so, man. Like his revenge is figuratively and literally slowly killing him. Like he had Emperor Time on for like a gajillion years, and that drains his life so much. Like, fuck, man. It's so much. I'm really hoping because like he's held Prince Wobble, and like Wobble takes like such. She takes such an attachment to Kurapika in moments. There are times when Oito, she doesn't know what to do, and she's like, you know what? I don't know what to do, but Wobble, she believes in you, Kurapika. I'm going to believe in you. So like, I feel like I agree, Taco. I feel like it's definitely going to be a situation where Kurapika eventually has to learn like to just put this shit down, man. Like protect what's really important, and that's Wobble and Oito. Because, like, there are already people who have gone through so much shit.
I absolutely don't see it being like a Naruto, like, Frollo is nothing but the coolest guy to me. Like, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But I think he will just, like, he'll just let the revenge go.
Yeah. Gotta let that shit go, man. Yeah.
It's funny because, like, I do think that, like, basically all the spiders will die.
Damn.
That to me just like makes sense. But it's funny because I think it'll be because of Hisoka.
Yeah, Hisoka. If they do die, it'll be Hisoka.
Yeah.
And it's already like Hisoka already has his record's 2-0 against spiders.
Yeah.
No, 2-1. Never mind. He failed to kill Crollo.
I don't think any of them.
Well, I mean,
right now, I think Frollo's the only one that I think has a chance of killing him.
Yeah.
And this is again pure headcanon, I genuinely think we might get a moment where Nobunaga or like Phaeton, one of the strong members of the Phantom Troupe, sees Hisoka, and then they die. Like they lose. That's gonna be the moment where we're like, oh fuck. Hisoka
I think so
is
too.
Unstoppable.
Yeah,
like,
because
Hisoka,
that's
gonna be the moment when we realize like, oh, we're fucked. Like Hisoka can't be stopped normally. He's too strong now.
Because I think Nobunaga and Phaeton even have like a disadvantage because of Hisoka's Nen. So like I think that was a big reason why they even joined up together. It's like, yo, if you niggas run into him, y'all are cooked. So like if he catches them one-on-one, yeah, it's over, bro.
It's so over.
It's done, bro.
Yeah, okay, so Hisoka is technically we don't know, but he got the tickets to tier 1, right?
Yes.
And tier 1 is like all the. Is that where all?
That's where all the princes are, like the princes and all the fancy schmancy like people in Kaken Empire.
Okay, I would just really love like a scene where Maybe it's like one of the princes returning to their rooms. Maybe it's the Phantom Troupe going around. Maybe it's Kurapika. Actually, I changed my mind. I want it to be Kurapika. Like, just enters a room and it's nothing but blood and dead bodies, and Hisoka's standing there like, "Hey."
Oh God. Well,
Because
okay.
to get to the point, because I'm not, I'm no power scaler, but like
Neither
Phaeton
power
seems pretty
scalers.
fucking bonkers. Like,
Yeah, Phaeton's crazy.
He's like
Yeah.
Phaeton is,
good.
Cruel Sun. That seems pretty. That's a crazy thing to fight.
It's
with,
pretty crazy. Yeah.
with bungee gum.
Well, he can
Like-
just bounce it back.
well,
Yeah,
I think
You're
that's
so
why-
right.
Well, I think that's why it has to be, because he set up this idea that Hisoka now is getting stronger. Every
Yeah.
person he kills is getting stronger. Now, if you're setting up this idea that he's going to get stronger, you have to pay it off with a moment where we see how much stronger he's gotten.
No, I
I
believe
think,
it.
yeah, the most satisfying way to do it would be to have him kill Phaeton or Nobunaga. Like, one of the, like, Phantom Troupe
One of the
members, that's,
strong
like,
ones.
one of the
Yeah.
strongest. Yeah, like,
Or even
it's just
Finks
gonna
is up
be-
there too. Like Finks is
Mhm.
like really fucking
What if
powerful
he-
as well.
What if he fucking kills all three at the same time? What if all three of them
Oh
run
my
in?
My
God!
God.
Oh! Yo, they're cooked. It's over.
Yeah. I don't doubt that like that will happen. That he will like gain that strength. It's just that like the context of it, where it's like, how many people would he have to kill?
I don't
to, like,
remember
get
what
to
was
that
it.
point.
How many people? Because if you kill people with min abilities, it gives you a bigger boost. Or if they have
Mhm.
aura, it gets a bigger boost.
That's
I forget the exact amount that you have to kill.
that's for Morena's ability. So if Hisoka has been linked with Morena, then
Mhm.
yeah, I forget the boost either. I forget the boost as well. But he does get considerably stronger each time you like, because you start to unlock different abilities. I think it was like you kill a regular person, that's like what 1 point. You kill a Nen user, that's like 10 or 20 points. No, that's like 10 points. Once you reach level 21, you unlock a new power. And once you reach level 50, I think you get another power up. I can't remember the specifics. Chat will correct me. We don't know Nobunaga's
Doesn't
Hatsu.
seem.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That seems like too few people to murder.
It's not
No,
a lot.
there's like
That's-
200.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
there's like 200k people on board too. So like, yeah, you can just run through niggas.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah,
like
bro, give me like a Zamboni and like a hallway,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I got like 6 net abilities.
Well, yeah.
Hisoka's already killed lots of people, but like once all shit breaks loose and he no longer has to worry about like trying to maintain, like trying to be
Secrecy,
secretive, he can just go around and kill dozens of people so quickly. I mean, it's like
Oh yeah.
whatever the top max level of power he can achieve with her ability, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, no questions asked. If they
Yeah,
link
you
together,
can
it
do that.
is fucking bad, bro. It's bad. Like, I'm expecting that to be the big twist. Like, Morena is talking to someone and we find out it's Hisoka at the end of a chapter. I am so expecting the two of them to meet up.
Well, didn't they already like foreshadowed a little bit that he was in contact with her or something like that? I don't remember the exact details.
I don't think. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so. I just remember them specifically saying like, "Hey, get out of the way," because we're going after Morena and stuff like that. We're trying to keep things low key. Didn't tell him about the Phantom Troupe because knew there was a feud going on there. But like, hey, we're trying to keep the balance here. Just please fuck off while you go up top. So I don't think we've seen them come into contact, or it's been alluded to. I could be wrong though. Chat, correct me.
We're begging you, fuck off.
Yeah, genuinely, like, please,
Yes,
sir, with all due respect, fuck off.
Go away.
Please, please, we are begging you, Hisoka. Please fuck off, bro. Please. Yeah, no, because I mean, genuinely, what you brought up, Sky, because if he's on tier 1, everybody on tier 1 gets together on Sundays for the banquet. And they all hang out in there. So we could very well see a
those
part.
Idiots. Oh my
Hisoka
God.
could have that shit on. And he could just be sitting at a table. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody all good? It could happen.
I want Hisoka and Sir Agnic to meet.
Why? That's
Bro,
so
they'd be
scary.
buddies.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
They would get
They
along
are,
so
like-
well.
Yeah, Tsuraynik and Hisoka are like the exact opposite of comfort characters.
Yeah, they are horror.
Yeah.
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
Those guys are discomfort characters.
Yeah.
And like they keep like, oh, what if they met? Like, oh, it'd be the worst day of everyone's
It'd be
life.
the worst day ever, bro. Oh my god.
So has your Nen been blooming? Yeah, it has. Oh man, me too.
Me too.
Hey, you wanna juggle these eyeballs I have?
bro?
Sounds
Let's go.
That's some shit out of Golden Kamui.
Fucking doing Tsuraynik doing YouTube room tours with Hisoka, bro. He's like, here's where I keep all the heads of my victims.
Oh my
Bro?
god. It's like the Logan Paul Mr. Bean smash.
No, bro, no. Yeah, man. That is, bro. If they hit it off, oh my god. I think it might just be
I
GG's.
feel like because that feels like an interaction that will happen at some point to me.
God, I
'Cause I
hope.
think
Uh,
Hunter x Hunter will, or maybe not. It's like I feel like Hunter x Hunter has. It's not known for its character interactions as far as like because it's known for other stuff, but they're really good, and a lot of times they're very unexpected.
yeah.
Like, you have just thinking about like the Chimera Ant arc, just in like the Palace Invasion, how many people like show up, talk to each other, where it's like, I don't know what deal you had before, but well, Finn, I think you and Nikalga would be friends. On second thought, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, on second thought, maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, where I'm like, I think that Hisoka being on the first floor, it has obviously a lot of potential in terms of the plot, but also in terms of the character, because that's what's good about Hunter x Hunter, is the way that this incredibly complicated, maybe one could call convoluted, like plot, and all these plot threads are born from like characters, and they provoke really interesting reactions from characters, which is cool and good. You know what? The Sailor Notes have convinced me. Hunter x Hunter's pretty alright.
Yeah, this chapter was pretty okay. Yeah. Just really good, man. This chapter was so fucking good. I am constantly blown away. I hope it continues being like this, man. Just really good stuff. I'm looking forward to see
wait
what
for
happens.
Tagashi to go back on break right before the action happens.
Fuck. Don't you fucking say that, because it's probably real. It's probably true. Don't say that. Don't put it out there in the universe, though.
I think we still got quite a few because
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was just a rumor that became like people are like, oh my god, this is true. But I kind of remember because he used to do 10 chapters. I think he did 20 this time.
Yeah, the rumor is 20. Yeah.
20. And how many have we gotten? Like fucking 3?
3.
Like,
Yeah.
so we got 17 chapters. So
Oh my
we got a
god.
lot of fucking stuff.
Oh
We
my
have a lot of story
god.
left before he leaves again. Hopefully.
I am so locked in, bro. Oh my god. This shit is so good. But yeah. Good stuff. Great stuff, man. I I was gonna look at comments, but maybe I'll do it afterwards. I feel like I've done a lot of talking. I feel like you guys probably want to hear other members of the podcast talk more. So for now, let's transition into our second topic this week. Chainsaw Man, chapter 181. Fellas, how are you feeling about this one?
Bro, we're gonna
Man.
get you out of there, my man.
I'm gonna get you
We're
out of
gonna
there,
get you out
Denji.
of there, gang.
I'm gonna get you out of there, bro. Holy.
That's
I'm gonna find you an adult, a real one. Where's Kishi Bang?
because my god.
Dude, this guy cannot catch a fucking break.
Never, man. Never.
It's illegal at this point. Like, god dang. You'd think so.
Yeah.
I think it is shocking to me. I always forget how much people in characters in Chainsaw Man suck. Because when the moment when Yoru's like, I'm no match for aging devils,
Oh my
man, bitch.
What a
Genuinely,
loser.
who the fuck cares? God, bro. Genuinely,
you know what,
who
Yoru?
cares?
Weirdly enough, run out of pity.
Yeah.
God.
I can't beat the aging devil. Shut up.
There are bigger problems.
Yeah, these trees are ugly as hell.
Bro, you don't want to become one? Photosynthesis?
No, the one that she punches has tree boobs.
It is, yeah.
You're right. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Pretty fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Trubes. True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that it's the right after the full page where you see the tree person. The panel where they're looking at it's Asa. They're looking at Asa. That looks like a Junji Ito panel.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
That,
It's very scary.
The bark, the way that Fujimoto draws bark on their faces is the same way Junji Ito draws everybody's faces.
Yeah, no. I was gonna bring that up too at Napkin. Yoru tries to shoot herself first to be like, oh, powers doesn't work, before trying it on the stick. Yeah. Dumb as fuck. She's absolute a fucking moron, man. Oh my god. Yoru, I mean, I made an entire video on this. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. But god, she is such a piss baby, bro. Oh my god. I can't stand her. Seeing her stomp her feet and be like, I can't be aging. And then after the whole situation where you fired a shot unprovoked, it was an A and B conversation and you seed your way into it. After you are partially responsible for getting us into this situation, you have the fucking gall to sit there and go, Denji, you did this to me. Why do you always ruin my life? You always get me involved in a bunch of weird shit. It's your fault. Oh my god, bro. I can't stand her ass, bro.
She
And then,
just
hold on.
fucking sucks.
Up on him. And he has his whole thing like, I'm sorry. Then she has the gall to look all panicked in the second to last page, like, oh no, what do I do? He's taking it seriously. Like, what do I do?
Oh no.
And she starts panicking, like, God, she sucks.
Such a fucking loser. Gaslight gatekeep girl boss? Yeah, that's Yoru. Yeah.
She is a girl fail. I think we gotta take the trophy away from Asa.
Yeah.
A new generational girl fail.
That's fair. Yeah. I like it because again, I brought this up in the video, but Yoru is literally wearing her motherhood or the side of her maturity on her sleeve, and she's the biggest fucking baby. Just such a fucking loser, man. Oh my god. Shut up.
Sailor thinks that mothers are losers. Single mothers, no less.
Unless you're my mother, then yeah.
It drives me insane. It drives me insane because I wish there was a character emotionally intelligent enough to tell her off, but there isn't.
Well,
No,
without
not in this situation.
too.
Yeah, not in this situation. They're surrounded by other fucking psychopaths.
Speaking of, this is interesting. We get in this chapter where the guy basically describes hey, you're here for 1,000 years. You turn into a tree. Then, when the tree dies, you're one with nature, and then you get to go back. Now, it has been foreshadowed that there is a way out, that someone has gotten out.
Yeah.
But it is entirely possible that Fujimoto just makes them suffer this. The whole fucking way through.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
God, man.
Because, look at his other work.
God. I really hope not, man. I mean, I definitely do think
I wouldn't
want
to be stuck with Yoru for 1,000 years either.
I definitely do think that Asa and Denji need to take this time to actually talk. I've seen some people online say, like, no, like, someone else is going to come in to help Denji. I feel like it specifically has to be Asa, because Asa is she's every bit as much of a victim as Denji is in regards to Yoru and all this extra stuff. Again, I brought up last week that, like, Denji doesn't even know the difference between Asa and Yoru. Like that, I cannot like imagine. I mean, we all know Fujimoto's writing is very unpredictable, but I cannot imagine writing, especially at the start of this arc, making it so clear that these two characters do not understand each other at fucking all. Like, you have everything going on with Asa and Yoru that Denji doesn't know about, and Denji, where he's trying to, like, pour his heart out to Asa and try to, like, express himself and say, like, I can't go back to my normal life. Asa just dismisses it. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You used to eat toilet paper? Can you stop being so overly exaggerated? She does not know that nigga ate toilet paper for real. So, like, they need to have an actual conversation between the two of them so they can actually, like, understand each other. Because, again, I cannot fathom Fujimoto writing so much, and not even in just this arc, but throughout all of part 2, that these motherfuckers do not get it, they don't understand each other, and then having an arc, like, throwing them in an environment where they can do nothing but talk, and then they don't talk. You know, someone else comes in and, you know, they talk to Denji, but not Asa. No, they have to talk. They have to work this shit out. They need to find a way out of here together. It only makes sense, in my opinion, it only makes sense for it to be Asa and Denji.
Well, I think a lot of people...
It would be a huge disappointment if
agree.
That wasn't the way it went.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that kind of forget that Asa is, like, equally the main character.
Yes.
At this point, like, and I guess if you have that mindset, it's very easy to dismiss her role in the story. But I do not have that mindset, so no, they need to fucking.
You're unburdened by such things.
I think it, like, I can also understand too, because, you know, like, Denji obviously is scared of Yoru, Asa, Yoru, since they're technically the same person. You know, like, you want to get Denji away from Asa because of the trauma that Yoru has inflicted. But again, I think, like, for someone who is every bit of as a victim as Denji is, I think it is very important for Asa and Denji to have this conversation, for them to have common ground, and for them to finally actually understand each other. Work through these issues and stuff like that, because it's very big.
As far as Denji goes, this is, like, as far as he knows, Asa is just extremely bipolar or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Unexplainably so.
Yeah, dude. Like, again, like, towards the start of this arc, he's like, dude, you kicked me in the balls and now you want to help me? What the fuck is your problem? What's wrong with you? And Asa's like, that wasn't me. I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know. Like, that wasn't me. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I think they definitely need to talk it out. And whatever happens from there happens, but it makes no sense for them to not at least take the time to start to understand each other.
Yeah.
But, whoa, teenagers.
Yeah, I mean,
Did
shit.
you consider that? Did you consider teenagers?
I did, but then I also consider they're the only ones in here. Like, they have nothing else to do but talk. So, like, they'll get around to it eventually. It's
funny at talking. You mentioned, like, God, I wish there was somebody emotionally mature enough to cut this shit out. And I just thought, like, I miss Aki.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I miss our bro.
It's sad too, because, like, when Asa and Denji, the one time where we could see they could relate, we could see how similar they are in the Falling Devil arc, where Denji is like Asa is thinking about killing herself, and Denji is saying, like, hey, I understand what you're going through, and, like, Asa just like she like hears him out for the first time and she's like, oh my god, damn, he just like me for real. Like, how do you get over these problems? How do you feel better? And Denji's response was like, I haven't gotten over him. Like, I'm still fighting him. Like, man, that conversation is so fucking important. Not just for real people to hear, but for these two to hear, man. So I hope they have more of them.
They're great when they actually talk.
I know, bro. They're so fucking great. So great. So I'm really hoping we get more of that in this arc, because they need it, man. God. It sucks that we don't have like an actual therapist in the room, but shit, y'all gonna have to make do. So
Let's make do with each other, I suppose.
Yeah, Yoru, she has got to get the fuck out. Get a clue, man. You throwing a temper tantrum is not helping a single person, man. It's not helping anybody in this situation. You got to kick rocks. This has to be the leave it all to Asa plan coming back. We need it. Please, please. And then we'll see Asa evolve from girl failure to slightly less of a girl failure, and it'll be good, you know.
A girl
Character
success.
development.
It'll be good, you know.
A girl getting by.
A girl getting by, exactly. Yes, but this chapter was so good. I hate this chapter, and that's why I love it.
It's so, because God, man, it's just so frustrating.
So fucking frustrating, man. Oh my god. Like, seeing Denji crying, I was like, oh my god, bro, I was so mad.
This is a series that is, like, very frustrating to have a fan base.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
You know?
You hear that? Zenith doesn't like you, viewer at home. He wishes that this was all over himself.
You know what? Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
This is all for me. None of you get a part
I
of
have
this.
seen Twitter. I can't blame him that much.
Right.
Yeah. Twitter can be bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, I've been taking a break from Twitter for like the past couple of weeks, and God, hey, if you haven't been doing that, I highly recommend it, because every time, like, I'll go on briefly, and then I'll be like, God, this is so fucking dumb. I'm like, I need to get off. I can't I can't get worked up about this. And that happens a lot when I see some Chainsaw Man takes. Not all of them. I'm friends with some people who are very cool on and off the podcast. But, you know, a lot of people I've seen, I'm just like, oh, niggas are reading with their ass, bro. Yeah, mostly on it. But, you know, there are a lot of people who reading with their butt, dude. I'm mad. I can't stand it.
And it's, well, because I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, yeah, man, you know, it's a shonen, but it's not really a shonen, you know, like one of those people, because every like vaguely mature shonen fan base has those people, and it's annoying.
It's
but,
fucking
like,
crazy, because people will be
also,
like, oh, go ahead, I'm
these
sorry.
These are some mature topics. Like,
Yes.
these are some very mature topics that I think just some people don't know how to engage with.
Yeah, and like, I think it's totally fine to like be upset by this sort of stuff, because like these are very serious topics, but like, man, some people's discussions of them are just like, oh brother. Like, oh brother, man. Like, I mean, we saw it as far
power scaling the trauma.
We saw it as far back as like the alleyway scene, man. But like, yeah, people are, it's very strange. I also think it's funny how people they'll say you're not mature enough to handle the mature themes of it, but and that you're setting the medium of shonen manga back, but then this is also the same fan base that was like stumbling over their own dicks to say how Chainsaw Man is actually a seinen. Because shonen fans hate being shonen fans.
It is embarrassing how embarrassed some people get about it.
Yeah, it's so strange. It's just like, no, this is, despite Attack on Titan being in a shonen magazine, no, it's seinen. it's a seinen. You got Chainsaw Man coming out in Weekly Shonen Jump. No, it's a seinen.
Sailor, they're big boys, okay? They don't read manga for little kids.
Yeah, they don't read little baby manga. Yeah, I get it. I understand.
They read comics for adults.
Yeah, right? I only read Vagabond, Monster, and Berserk and 20th Century Boys. Those are like the mature stories.
Tear your head off. I tear your head off and feel nothing but the sensation of your life fading away. Do you understand that?
Bro, I read mature mangoes like Goodnight Pun Pun, okay? That's all I read, all right? None of this One Piece shit, okay? I don't read that Dragon.
It's more like One Piece. Get it out of here.
Get it out of here, man. I don't read that little manga for babies, okay? All I read is, what's another manga that people use to gas up seinen? It's a shame because these manga that I'm listing are genuinely great.
Yeah, very good.
They're really fucking good, but so many people use them as the I like mature stories. Dorohedoro, Doro, yeah, that's another one.
My picture books are for adults.
Well, I think
right.
The irony about it is those books being seinen, they are tackling more mature themes that are targeted from adult audiences, but they lack the maturity to realize that comparing them to shonen is like not really productive in any way because they're targeting complete separate audiences. It's like they're not really trying to tell the same story. So there's no reason being like Berserk is so much better than One Piece. It's like, well, Berserk isn't trying to be like One Piece. They're completely different things. You can like one more than the other. If you say I like Berserk more than One Piece, nothing wrong with
nothing
that
wrong with that. Yeah,
your prerogative, bro.
It'd be like Berserk is better than One Piece. It's like, well, that's subjective. They're two complete different fucking things. It's like, I just people. I don't know.
People are very weird. Yeah. They are very insecure. Vinland Saga, Vagabond, Tokyo Ghoul, man. I don't know why.
Latest Vinland Saga chapter was really good.
Shouts out Vinland, man. Shouts out Vinland. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are just very insecure about the stories they like. I'm surprised Claymore was a shonen. Bro, that shit is peak is what it is. But the streets don't know about that just yet.
That shit is ass.
Twitter turns liking things into a competition.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's so cringe.
Yeah. It's very weird.
Well, that's why I only like good manga.
Bro, you like One Piece.
Why didn't we think of that, man? Fuck.
Yeah,
I
fucking
just
like
overpowered
good
strat,
manga.
frankly.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know.
Yeah, I only
be real
like
with
good
you.
things, actually. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
True.
I'm changing my opinion. From now on, I'm only gonna read Rent a Girlfriend, Nagatoro-san.
Fucking stray from hell.
I think it's deserved if we're being honest.
Bro.
Yeah, y'all kind of earned it. Don't worry.
Nah.
By
it's
what?
okay.
By being alive? Was that my sin? Huh? Dad?
No. Claymore top
Not
3
being
manga.
alive, but how you
man.
choose to spend it.
Hey man, yeah, I'm happy you know the fucking vibes, bro. Claymore is so goated. I should reread that sometime soon.
Rent a Girlfriend has, like, Rent a Girlfriend.
Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about this?
Sorry, can I say what I'm thinking? Like,
No.
Yeah, he is your friend. Goddamn.
All evidence is the contrary.
Nah, bro, Sky.
What?
Interesting. Because it has, in my opinion, one of the worst chapters I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's okay. It's okay, Sky. I'm gonna catch up on Rent a Girlfriend, and then we're gonna figure out how good it is together.
Don't do
Bro,
that.
he's not even caught up. Wait, you're not caught up.
I'm
right?
like 30 chapters behind, I think.
Thank
Bro.
God, I wouldn't have been able to defend you, man.
Bro,
Man,
it's
fuck
okay.
you. No,
Well-
you know what? I'm catching up right now.
Yeah.
I don't need you to fucking defend me. Like I give a shit what you think.
Yeah.
Like I give a rat's ass.
Where if I-
I don't know, man. We couldn't be friends. Good. Get out.
Good. Get the fuck
I
out.
didn't say
I
that.
read my dog-ass rom-coms and like them.
You're damn right. Hey man, they don't know about how goated.
I know that it's wildly unsatisfying and takes too long. I like it.
I like that. I think it's neat. Yeah.
Anyways.
Twitter
You know, it's
motherfuckers
fine.
wear the most
More-
miserable person in the world participation medal with pride. Yeah, it's bad.
Hey,
It's
man, more
bad.
power to you.
I can't live like that, man. I like
Yeah,
complaining, but
personally,
like,
I only read good stuff, but
yeah, I
But-
like complaining, but like after a while, it's just like, dog.
do gotta-
Like, you gotta move on, man. Holy fuck! Like it's fun to complain. Trust me. I made a video where I did it for 5 hours, but like, hey,
I wake up and reread Rent a Girlfriend chapters every day, so I live my day with fresh hatred.
hey, man, that's some real shit. That's some real shit.
no, that's. I think. I don't know. If I'm reading something and I'm not enjoying it, I'll just stop reading it.
No,
No.
you have to hate read everything.
Yes.
I will hate read stuff. I don't. It's not like I don't do it with everything, you know. Like a good
Yeah, I
example
can't do
would be Komi-san.
Hell yeah.
I want to read up on
Fucking-
Comey at some point,
Dude, that shit had a
No, you
fucking
don't.
bro.
You do not have to read up
That's
on
like-
Komi-san.
I
That
think
motherfucker fell off Everest, dude.
Yeah.
it genuinely kind of shook me when I found out you dropped JJK. Like, that was
Really? That
Why?
surprised
That's
you?
because you're in an abusive relationship.
I was not surprised at all. Yeah.
well, because like,
Dude, I hated it.
yeah, no, I get that. I ain't judging the decision. It's actually, that was for you. You needed that, and I'm happy for you. But like, I don't know. I do think there's a difference between like for example, I didn't drop JJK because I knew it was like ending, and I just wanted to see it to the end.
Mhm.
I would have no problem. Like if I was, caught up on Komi-san, for example, I would have no problem dropping that because it's not fucking going anywhere. Like it's not doing anything.
Bro doesn't understand the appeal of the grocery store arc.
Let's
Correct.
go.
Yeah, Slice of Life
I-
definitely is not for you.
I don't know if that's a direct correlation.
But it's true.
Are there any slice of life series?
Is there any Slice of Life you like?
Let me think.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, well, that's more a product of me not having watched or read much in a while.
Oh, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. So it's just because you've never once cared enough to engage with the genre, but you still like it for sure.
I literally
100%.
I want. Wait, okay. So what counts as slice of life at this point? 'Cause I
Oh,
feel like,
bro's checking the rubric.
no, hold on, because I'm literally because stuff can be like.
Bro is checking Mal to see like what anime are under slice of
I'm
life.
not on Mal right now.
He's gonna
If
be
I
like,
did
hey.
Slice of life is usually a couple, like a single series is usually not just slice of life. Usually it'll have like
Yeah.
comedy or romance.
Yeah.
Like
right?
Kaguya-sama is like
yeah, I love Kaguya-sama. That's
Yeah.
a great series.
yeah. Kaguya-sama is so goated, bro. Holy fuck. Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really good. But yeah, there are other aspects. Like usually slice of life isn't just by itself. And when it is, it fucking sucks. So,
I think like
I
a
slice of life anime is fun.
a pure slice of life show would be like I forget exactly what it's called, but it's the Fate one where it's like what's for dinner in the
Yeah,
household.
Miya
I
household. Yeah.
watched that. Yeah, I watched that. That's just slice of life because that's the entire show is just them getting like dinner and being like, all right, this is what I made.
Better Food Wars?
Because, like, from what I understand, Slice of Life is just when there's, like, no fantastical elements, like, at all. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, that Hirayasumi.
I have literally been reading Haikyuu lately.
Whoa!
Bro, that's the greatest action series of all time.
That's the greatest of all time.
I'm
Don't
sorry,
you ever
so you
disrespect.
watched Oikawa serve and you think there are no fantastical abilities?
Bro, you saw
In that
Tsukishima
He threw
knock
the
that
ball.
shit down. He threw the ball.
Oh!
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Don't you ever disrespect my goat. He threw the ball.
Motherfuckers will be like, dude, volleyball isn't that incredible. I bet you can jump max 2 inches off the ground.
Bro, that serve was ridiculous,
You got
brother.
hops like a cinder block.
Slice of Life can have fantastical elements. Like, what's the one, like the maid, where it's like the dragon maid? Like, that's a Slice of Life.
Kobayashi.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
goated.
Mhm.
Fair enough, then.
It's a vibe. And
a
I
vibe.
think, knowing you would find series that focus solely on that vibe boring. Because, like, Love is War is a good example, because Love is War has, a lot of chapters that are just,
They're just vibes. And they're great.
Aimless, whatever, but it still has, like, arcs and plots. And even, like, those chapters, I mean, it's the whole point of the series. It's like, oh, well, this chapter is just about them, like, seeing if, asking the other out on an aquarium date. And that's, like, a normal thing, but it's extremely exaggerated. Because that's the series. So that's very different from, like, any other, something like Hirayasumi, where it's like, yeah, this chapter is about going to a festival, and, like,
Hey, man. Shit.
This chapter is about learning how to make pasta. That's real.
True.
I think
Based.
Xanth, you like Slice of Life stories that aren't purely Slice of Life. I don't think if you watch something that was just purely Slice of Life, I don't think you'd like it.
Slice of life
I do
elements.
generally like... So what, is the core idea of Slice of Life not having a plot?
See, right there, so
It's
you
the
don't
game
like
of life.
Slice of life.
No, that is a genuine question. Okay, fine. If you
Yeah,
don't want to
that-
answer my questions, just say so. Like,
Because your idea of a plot and the idea of a plot in a slice of life is very different. The plot is living.
Yeah, it's the experiencing this character's life, their daily life, and
Yeah.
oftentimes there isn't a point to it. It's just them doing shit that they would do normally in their day. That's the plot.
gotcha. Okay.
Listen, bro, if you like slice of life with other elements, I have this great anime for you. It's called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Make sure you check that out.
That can't possibly count just because they have
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Don't worry, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Hey, My Dress Up Darling, that's another one. I gotta
Yes.
reread. I gotta catch back up on that one. Dress Up Darling
My
is
Dress
so
Up
good.
Darling is so good right now.
So fucking good. I gotta catch back up on that, man. But yeah, man, it's that good shit. I wanted to ask because someone in chat asked, Sword Saint, have you guys ever hate read anything and then ended up liking it?
Yes.
No, I don't.
I'm
I
sure
don't
have.
generally go out of my way to like hate read something.
That's a lie, bro. You read
Oh,
JJK's
yeah,
final arc.
No, I mean like starting something. Is
Ah,
like,
okay.
that's what I assume they mean. Is like you start something, it's like, oh, this is gonna be so shit.
Mhm. Yeah, no, a few series. But once again, it's like, I mean, to be honest, Rent a Girlfriend. Where, like,
True.
I have massive, innumerable fucking problems with that series. But I do think there are a lot of moments where Reiji's skill at depicting certain emotions really comes through. I'm not talking about the cuck scene. Cuck scene eye.
Really
like-
covering your bases, huh?
Yes, well, I have to.
Yes.
This is my credibility as a human being on the line here. But there are, like, expressions of longing and grief, like over a loved one passing, where, like, it's pretty impressive. and I read for those moments, and then Kazuya jerks off again, and I'm like, God damn it, bro.
Damn it. Fuck. I guess I guess my answer to the question would be yes. And I don't know if this counts, but I think my answer would be JJK. Because when it first came out,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and everyone was talking about it, I was like, bro, this series fucking blows. Like, nothing makes sense. How do you even comprehend this story? I've mentioned it before, but there were like 15 different names for domain expansion. I'm like, how do you even keep track of all this bullshit? This is ridiculous.
The translation game back then, it was different.
It was genuinely awful, and I tried to get through it, and like I just couldn't. I forget where I ended up dropping it, but then like a little bit later, I ended up, or I guess Shonen Jump, they ended up actually officially translating Jujutsu Kaisen, and they started dropping the chapters on the Shonen Jump app. And so I was like, all right, let me give this bullshit a fair chance again. Whatever, man. This fucking dookie ass. Hold up. Their writing is this fire? Like, that shit, I was like, damn, hold on, wait a minute. This is actually pretty fucking good. So, yeah, I think JJK is my answer for that one.
The only, because I'm going through my mouth, the only example I can think of, and it's not a manga, I didn't read it, but it was an anime.
Yeah, I
I
figured
watched
so.
Idly Pride.
Oh, Idly
Yeah.
Pride, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I remember, and I know Sky and I have talked about it on the podcast before, but we were just like bored, and I think it was like one of those things where like me and Sky don't really watch anime like a whole lot, and we were just like, let's watch
Especially
a fucking
seasonals.
yeah, like let's just watch a shitty seasonal. Like let's just pick a seasonal and let's just watch it. Like let's just hate watch it. And we picked Idly Pride because like it's an idol show, and back then it's like
A long time.
I like idols now, yeah, but back then I didn't like idols. I didn't like understand it. I was just like, this is lame. And I remember Sky and I watched it, and the first episode came out, and we were like, this sucks. And then the second episode came out, and we were like, what the fuck? And then the third, we were like, wait, this might actually be kind of good. And then by the end, like we both really liked it.
Yeah, it's impressive. I want to point out, I really like in the chat, Manu being like, "Oh, Way of the House Husband is a slice of life." By the way, legitimately started chapter 1 because I thought it was an industry plant. Became my whole personality. Good on you, man. That's a good series to make your personality.
Okay, actually, I thought of it. I think this isn't like a hate watch. It was just me not expecting to like it because it's fucking ridiculous. Was Blue Lock.
Mm.
I mean, if you watch
Well,
season 2 now, you might hate
What about to
watching
say,
it.
bro's been vindicated.
Yeah, okay, season 2's not doing too hot.
I haven't watched it, but boy, I have seen a lot of memes making fun of it. I have seen a lot of people posting slideshow memes, the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think sports manga as a whole definitely would have been like an answer for me, but I kind of because I was
You've
like,
read several now.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't really care about sports manga. Like, they just weren't my thing. But I was like, okay, I'm going to try Ice Shield 21 because my favorite sport is football, American football. And like, if I'm going to read a sports manga, let me read the manga about the sport I like. And I read Ice Shield 21 and I fucking love Ice Shield 21. So that's at the end, I was like, Stockholm Syndrome and then being like, oh, sports manga are fucking awesome. So every time I read Blue Lock, I enjoyed Blue Lock from the start, even though I don't give a fuck about soccer.
W. I gotta catch up on that too. A whole lot of shit to catch up on. But let me scroll back up because we got a donation and I didn't get the chance to read it. It's from Kaneki. Thank you, dropping the 5, saying, I feel you, Sailor. The Yu-Gi-Oh takes about the first 3 series being the only good show really make me think people lack critical thinking.
Bro, they'll let everyone know that Zexel's awesome. Bro, I high five this guy.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I mean, I only know about the first 3 seasons, and that's because I watched them briefly on 4Kids. Weirdly enough, never at home. It was always in my barbershop When I was a kid, we always had
That's
like
hilarious.
yeah, we always had like we would have some people in the corner. They would like be talking about the football game or whatever, and then like we were just waiting in line for a haircut, and my barber would always have 4 kids on. That's how I saw Shaolin Showdown that way. I saw One Piece that way. And I saw Yu-Gi-Oh! That way. And then I remember watching GX after school, Generation X. Because one, I thought Alexis was fine when I was a kid. I was like, damn, dude. And 2, I was like, oh yeah, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh! From the barbershop. And I wanted to watch it. And I watched a little bit of that, and I thought it was good.
What an interesting place to get your game on.
Yes, it was very. I remember just watching through it, and I was like, "Oh shit, cool!" And I was so hyped when the theme song came on because it was really fun. Yeah,
That's why this Chainsaw Man chapter was pretty good.
yeah. We have slightly strayed off topic, but it's okay. It's okay.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, it's okay. I want you to know our viewers went up in our big fucking diatribe there. So
Damn
They
right,
did.
because
Like,
people
rather
know what's up.
substantially.
yeah, people like a good tangent, so it's okay. It's okay. The Barbarian Onslaught arc was fucking crazy. Hey man, Sky gets it, man. He knows. He knows. Let's move on to another cool thing. The next chapter, Kagurabachi Chapter
Let's
55.
fucking go.
Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
You know, pretty mid. Nah, I'm kidding. Another good chapter.
Woo!
I mean, at what point, does it just be like, yeah, it's always good,
Yeah.
Bro. Goddamn.
Okay, so I have
Goddamn.
apparently been informed by the chat that I know Kaneki Kingstorm's love of the goat Zark. And this is news to me. That's interesting. I didn't know that actually.
You
Cool.
should. That's fucked up. You should know these things.
Yeah, fuck me, I guess.
Hey, you gotta
man.
stay on top of these things.
Wouldn't be the first time you forgot something.
But yeah, man. Kagurabachi this week, super fucking good, man. I like the
Pretty
little
cool.
the little callback, skipping ahead a little bit. The end of the chapter where Hakuri is thinking to himself, I'm the only one. Because I was like, that seems familiar. What's that from? So I scrolled back and I started rereading some old chapters, and it was from his dad, Kyota, the Proceeder, where he was saying, I'm the only one who failed to do their job. And now Hakuri in this chapter is like, I'm the only one who hasn't put their life on the line. That's so cool. It's so cool, man. I'm so hyped to see more Hakuri. I can't wait to see what this fucking guy does. I'm super excited. How are we feeling? Because Hakuri was mainly with members of the Makizumi, the new subsect of the Kamunabi. First impressions, how do you feel about the Makizumi, about the real LARPer, not my goat road, okay? The real LARPer, this fucking kid who's cosplaying Samura.
What a loser. Mark Bro's got the candy cigarettes. What a fucking nerd.
I thought the candy cigarettes were funny.
No, it's a really good, like, I like this kid.
Yeah.
I think something that's really notable, you can tell how much a writer likes a character based on how much thought they put into just the stuff around them. And like Samura's fighting style is so extremely well thought out. I just know that Hokazano was like staying up at night thinking about this shit, like just like not
so good,
exactly. Like and he uses an EI sword fight style because he can, when he sees the sword, it's echolocation because he can't see, and because of that, no one else can fight around him except for these guys that like don't make any presence. Like, yeah, they're ninjas. It's so cool. Like I can just tell. Like,
yeah, because they're ninjas. Yeah,
because like it is genuinely just one of the most like well thought out fighting styles I've ever seen.
It's
in a
fucking
series.
awesome. Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I didn't even think about it because it's such a simple answer. It's like, well, how do we have someone fight next to him? Oh, ninjas. That makes so much sense. Duh. Yeah, people who mask their sound and scent. Yeah, true. Makes sense. Unless you're Uruha and you're just him, bro.
You're
Oh
just
my
him.
god. That
God,
shit
that's
was
so
so cool. Oh my god. He's like, fuck it. All right, we gotta fight. Dove right in there, slight dodge, and him saying like, it's okay, man. I'll keep up with you. He's like, oh, you cheeky brat, bro. Oh, that's so cool. So cool. And man, I am really wondering how this is gonna go down, because of course we have Hat Shaku there and he's pulling the strings and he's doing his whole thing. But I'm wondering how things are going to happen, specifically because of what we saw last chapter with Hirohiko's butterflies like dragging the swords away. Hey man, I'm hoping that's another reality or something. Cause man, I do not want shit to go left. I don't want things to go bad. I'm so nervous. I'm hoping we can take out Hat Shaku. I'm hoping Hakuri comes in clutch, does what he needs to do, because this man...
Yeah, well, if it's Hakari, he's definitely not.
He's definitely not, because Manu brought it up early. Hakuri gave himself CTE in this chapter, bro. This man is hurting. This man is bleeding. Yeah. He's going through it, man. I'm just hoping things go well. Things go well.
Oh, I will say this, actually. I want to bring this up. Because I was, this wasn't last week. This is a while ago where I was really hyping up Shiba and, like, the potential. Which, by the way, last chapter was like, yeah, he's him. I already knew that.
True.
And I was saying, it's like, it's pretty crazy, like, the stuff he's done with just what he had. Like, this teleportation type of sorcery he has. Whatever he was doing in the beginning of the series when he interrogated the bomb guy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like, I presented the idea that he was doing some pretty crazy stuff. And people were like, yeah, but, like, we see other people teleport. It's not that special. And we're getting... By the way, I do want to actually take a moment to note. Pretty cool how we're getting more, like, information on just, like, more generic sorcery and how there is some things that some people can do by, like, drawing these mandalas and stuff. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Note how they have to draw this whole complicated thing, and it goes to a set location, which is pretty fucking limited compared to what Shiba's doing. So, like, I just want to say... Y'all who were trying to cook me last time, the stove wasn't on. So, like, get it together.
The oven was not preheated at all, bro. They were cooking up poo-poo platters. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Shiba, like, teleporting around that freely. Yeah, that's an
wherever
issue.
he wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I just wanted... Because people were trying to make it sound like, oh, everyone can do it. Shut up. Shut up. No, they can't.
Shiba seems like he can teleport pretty far distances too. I mean, like, they seem like they can with the mandalas, but like the fact that Shiba is set up with what's her name, Hinao, is just like, hey, if you're in danger, just call me, and he could just like, oh, I'm here. All right, like, that's fucking crazy, man. Damn. Yeah, never disrespect the goat. Never disrespect the goat.
Mm-hmm.
But I am...
Just had to put that out there,
Oh, of course, of course.
Had to honor my name, fight for myself a little bit there.
Yeah, I am... I'm very nervous seeing as to what's going on, because obviously we have people on our side that can, like, oh, we can just move around without sound and stuff like that. But Hat Shaku also has the pine as well, which seems to give Samura a pretty hard time too. So it's interesting to see how exactly we're going to be dealing with that, because I feel like, he's very casual with it right now. He's sitting on his little branch. He's just firing some wood at him. Oh, whatever. So once things start to actually ramp up, I am very interested to see how strong he is and if our crew can really handle that with this like makeshift operation we have right now.
Because I mean, we call him Hat Shaka. Is like, that's his like this joke name. He is one of the main bad guys right now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's no joke.
Yeah, he is. This nigga's a fucking problem.
He is there from like chapter 1.
Yes, yeah, he is seen as like a pretty big bad dudes from the very beginning of the story. So everything tying back around here in chapter 55. Yeah, he seems like he's a menace. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see. Hopefully our crew can actually be prepared to deal with the consequences of that.
Yeah, I think it's really impressive how much effort, again, Hokusano put into designing Samura's fighting style just to kill him here. Like, that's dedication.
Oh, God. Oh, it's a shame because I think you're right. I think you're so right. Oh, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but I think Samura is just done here, man.
He might be cooked, unlike me, but,
Yeah, I think, I mean, I brought it up before, but, like, having Bro get introduced with the Chad from Bleach, I can't even imagine Samura losing. Like, that in itself is already crazy. Hey, Hokuzono, you could throw a pump fake my way, maybe he's okay. But as of right now, yeah, I could definitely envision a situation where Samurai does end up dying.
Chad losing.
Yeah, I can definitely see Chad losing. I can definitely see it happening. I am very nervous. I am very scared, respectfully. But yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense for that to happen. I'm wondering if that does happen, like, how is that going to reflect back on Chihiro? Because that's a problem, obviously. They might cook that
because
nigga.
the whole thing is, with this arc, interrogating Chiyodo's, like, his kills, basically. And, his place in the world as someone who kills for the right reasons. And how that relates with his heroes, including Samura. It's like Samura sees himself as like, yeah, he is a sinner who is going to go to hell after all this and, face his karmic retribution for his actions. And I feel like this will reflect on Chiyodo in a way where it's like he's basically seeing a reflection of what he expects of himself in the future.
That's a good interpretation.
And I think that's interesting because Hirohiko is going to wield Samura's sword. And if this is a reflection, a possible reflection of Chihiro's future, who wields N10 after he passes? Where will the legacy go after him? Because he's not the end of his father's legacy. He's just the next stage of it.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to present a really interesting dilemma about not just what Chihiro is doing now, but what the future entails after him and how he should feel about that, basically.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, he's already comparing himself to his father, and like their similarities, stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's going to be a big point of this arc.
Damn. Yeah, that's really good. I wasn't even just thinking about that. I was just thinking of like, yeah, the Kamunabi, our sword dude died under you. You're fucking cooked, buddy. You're done. Like, I was mainly thinking about it like that, but that's a super good interpretation. That's really good.
Now.
Hey, yeah, man. I fuck with it. I fuck with it a lot. That's really good. Yeah, I just, this is like a nice little setup chapter. I'm very interested to see what happens next week, but Kagurabachi, good. Very, very good, man. Very, very
Who
good.
knew?
Yeah, who knew? Kagurabachi continues being good, man. We're almost at 60. Let's keep the streak going, But
that's true.
Shoot for 40.
Yeah, let's shoot for 40. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say on the chapter before we move on to our final one?
I mean, it's a good chapter, but yeah, I don't think I have quite as much to say.
Yeah.
Damn, good chapter
It's
again.
a really
Who
good
knew?
chapter. Yeah, it's just a very straightforward, really good chapter. Yeah, it's everything seems small in explanation after dealing with Hunter x Hunter. So like, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
Barely
have,
talking at all. Like, no, it's actually quite significant still. We just
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do my research and be more ready for Hunter x Hunter next week. I was just way too busy this week to like do any prep.
I'm
understandable,
not.
bro.
Please do Sailor Notes again.
Don't
I
worry,
won't be
bro.
doing
I
that.
got you. Don't worry, bro. I got you. I'll be here. But yeah,
True
man.
friend.
Yeah, man. Let's move on to our final topic of the week here. Let me get my handy dandy pen and paper here. Dandadan Chapter 171. This is another pretty short chapter. But fellas, how are you guys feeling about it?
It's setting up what's probably gonna be a pretty fun little fight here. So yeah, looking forward to it. I think it's interesting seeing the dynamic change with our two main characters essentially powerless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they are just far less capable than ever, and it's really, this chapter presents the idea of like, well, all right, what are the other characters gonna do now? Kind of
Yeah.
getting carried. I ain't gonna lie, man.
It is, yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to that if that ends up being like a big part of this arc where it's like Okarun and Momo are super nerfed, which like Momo can still see the fucking things, but she's obviously not as strong as she was. But it's like, can the other members step up and actually handle a threat? Like if they don't have those two there backing them up, because those two are just the most.
They're the powerhouses,
Oh,
man.
They're the
Yeah.
most
the most powerful. Yeah,
Technically speaking, it's like Gigi and the Evil Eye are stronger.
but not
Yeah,
reliable.
like for example,
They're not
but
reliable,
Yeah, it's
Mm.
like they definitely are the most capable. And man, Ira's getting fucking blown up in this chapter.
Bro, I was gonna
like,
say,
help my girl.
I was like, Ira, I love you, but you are the dumbest motherfucker of all time. When I saw her, she was like, I'll simply destroy everything. And she grabbed it with her hair. I put my tablet down and just put my head above my heads. I put my head above my head. So I was like, I can't believe you just did that. I can't believe, why the fuck did you do that? And sure enough, of course, it immediately came back. And yeah, just came back to bite her in the ass, and it looks like she is in a very, very, very bad way at the end of this chapter. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think she's gonna like get fucked up crazy, but hey.
And these little things, whatever the fuck they are, they're
Pygmies.
aliens.
Yeah,
They're like alien tech something. Because the sky, everything turned black, so they're in the like
they're in the other
Yeah.
like dimension.
the
thing.
other space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's,
Oh, I thought you were going
This
somewhere
is
with
getting
that.
no, it's
No,
like this
I'm
is
just stating
getting
the obvious.
complicated. Yeah, this is
just stating
getting
the obvious.
well. It's just that this is getting to be a kind of a complicated situation. Just
Yeah.
we don't really know what the enemy is, and I feel like this is the first time where we just haven't understood like the nature of the threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely been a long time since
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we
It's been
have
a long
okay,
time since shit sucked like this.
I guess to put it all into perspective, we have Mystery Guy who's got the same power stealing type of stuff going on as Saint Germain. We have Saint Germain going on in the background. We have these little gnome looking guys that seem to be like supernatural, but they're actually aliens, or maybe they're not, and there's a separate alien threat going
Well,
on.
because
Or they're
Momo
a team-up
calls them
situation, maybe?
pygmies,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pygmies.
and that could just be her, misidentifying it because she. Does
Yeah,
that.
like we don't know. And yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Which doesn't like, yeah, I'm kind of used to some weirdness in Dandadan, but not like complete ignorance of the situation.
Well, there's
Really?
also a lot to speculate about because I feel like we're just kind of waiting to get answers.
Yeah,
I mean, well, this is I think more typical than your I think you think it is, because that's
I was
normally,
gonna say,
when
yeah.
they when they go to Gigi's house, and you just have all
The family,
people
yeah.
of the town, yeah, just like that. You have no idea what the fuck their problem is.
Yeah, they're just like standing in the woods, like just smiling over. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I think that this is kind of par for the course. And speaking of par for the course, look me in the eyes. Dandadan, the series, Getaway author. You can know who I think. Like, Getaway. I know you. I like you, Dandadan. I do. Quite a bit. But I also know you got some bad habits. I swear to God, if this fight is an excuse to get these characters naked again.
I think it might be, my nigga. I'm not gonna lie.
If they pop it back into their home ec room naked, I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, I mean, Aira has already lost like a little chunk of her skirt, so yeah.
She's about to catch on fire.
Yep, I think it's I think you may be on the money with this one.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't even think about that.
Dandadan stocks have never been higher. Sure would be a shame.
It sure would be a shame.
If you made us regret that, all right?
Listen, Dandadan, listen. I just want you to know that, I'm never going to abandon you. I'm a lifelong fan. I just want you to know that I've invested a lot of stock in you. So it'll be your fault if I'm homeless, okay? So, like, please, please just know. This is the situation we're dealing with at hand here, all right? Yeah.
Look, Dandadan, I like you. Swear to God, if you fucking pull a Drake on me.
No!
One more time.
No! Listen, man, I don't want to hear the not like
if you
us
release
instrumental.
a Marvin's Room on us,
No!
we're done.
Hey, man, Kenta's room incoming.
Nah.
Incoming, bro. Incoming. Shout out to Nasty Nutter on Breeding Arc. With the 99-cent donation. Thank you. What do you mean? As he's clearly donating money to hear his name read like that.
That is true.
Breeding Arc.
I hate it, man.
Nasty Nutter would be the last person you want to make an enemy of. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, you're probably right, bro. You're probably right.
Shout out, man. Shout out Nasty Nutter, man. Always holding it down.
It's shout out, but like the same way that like the police do a shout out. Like they, what the fuck is it? BPA? Fucking
Something like that. I don't know.
Amber Alert. It's like a shout out, but like an Amber Alert.
Oh my god.
Bro, Nasty Nutter is my goat.
Yeah, right. See?
I'm sure. I bet.
Bro, you're getting it. You're understanding the assignment.
You're getting it from Nasty Nutter. You're getting it.
Yeah.
Bro, wait till his evil clone Tasty Nutter fucking pops in chat, bro. It's gonna be a fucking day.
Oh my god. Tasty Nutter.
You know,
Fucking
maybe it is our fault though.
Yeah, you think?
No,
I never implied otherwise.
But maybe, just maybe, actions have consequences.
You just said in chat, Yeah, man. Hakuri about to experience his second canon event? True, bro. That nigga is about to. What's that one meme? It's just like suffering builds character, suffering builds character, suffering builds character. That's about to be
I got
Hakuri,
so
man.
much character, man. It sucks.
I fucking hate this, man. Why? Why do I have to develop?
If only he was a JJK character.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he could just die.
Yeah.
Well developed derogatory.
Bro, he would die and then no one would talk about him afterwards.
Wound's still fresh, huh?
Yes! I'm actively typing a script about this shit as we speak. Like, fuck, man. I couldn't believe that shit, man. Yeah.
Here's Right, it is just factually a true statement.
Yeah, like Hakuri, he dies,
Actually
and
happened,
then
right?
we have nobody talk about him, and despite him being a very important character and integral to all of our plans. Then we're gonna introduce a new villain out of nowhere called the Namukabi. They're like the reverse Kamunabi, and they actually want to take over the world. And then afterwards, we're gonna just like fucking do nothing for 4 chapters, and then the manga's over. God.
I'm glad to see that you're coping.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you've gotten over this in a
And
healthy
then
way.
John Hishaku pops up, and he's talking to Sojo at the end, and Sojo goes, "You actually didn't want the swords. What you really wanted was attention from your peers."
Family.
Yeah. And then John Hishaku goes, "You're right. I actually really like people, but I didn't want to be a good person because of my curse. What's the curse? Anyway, I think I'm just going to go down this path with the twink now, if you don't mind." Like, oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Good job. And then he's
No,
gonna.
you're supposed to be a loser with me.
You're supposed to be a loser. Ah! And then the manga ends despite us not being in a better place than ever before. It's just over.
Now, I'm something of an empath, Sailor, and I'm starting to I'm starting to detect that you're a little upset.
Just a little bit, man.
Am I reading the room correctly there?
Just a little fucking bit. Chat. Let me tell y'all something.
Chat.
Man. Let me tell y'all something. I was talking to my guys about it, and I just got done rereading Hunter x Hunter. This was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I went back and I started rereading JJK for the video, and I just got sad because I was like, fuck, man. This sucks. Like, I was so sad. I was like, man, even the moments that like really hit for me, it was like, yeah, this is cool. Like, fuck, man. It's genuinely, you know how people on Twitter joke about like read your second manga? Like, that's how it unironically felt. Like, I came back and I was like, damn. Like, damn,
genuinely,
man.
I saw a tweet. It went like kind of viral. It had like, I forget how many likes, but it was a couple thousand. And it was just like, man, JJK discussion died so quickly.
What was there to talk
Like,
about? What was there to talk
exactly.
about? What was there to fucking talk about?
It literally, I'm not gonna lie, JJK, like after it ended, within 2 weeks, dead. Conversations were dead. There was nothing to talk about. There was no more jokes. There was no more memes. And I think that is like really shows how people really feel. Is the fact that that shit jumped off a cliff. That shit died, dude.
Yeah, it's certainly rough, man, because a big part of it was like the community as well, and being able to like, you know, talk and make those memes and all that shit. So now that there's no new content for anybody to really talk about, a lot of people were just like, all right, well, that's done. And you know, obviously the manga being over and there being fucking nothing to talk about, it's just like, well, JJK is over.
The way you said that.
There's fucking nothing to talk about.
Fucking nothing to talk about, bro. The story. Oh my. The story.
He's crashing out.
It's not a fair comparison because MHA has its anime, but comparatively, people have been talking about MHA pretty consistently. I still see people.
And even just like
Yeah.
the manga. Like,
Yeah. Because that, like, despite like whether, no matter how you feel about MHA's final arc, at least you can talk about something. At least I can like say like, oh yeah, I remember when so and so did such and such, and like here's how I feel about it. And you know, you'll have people who will feel likewise and people who feel different. But after JJK, like, the fuck is there to talk about? The fuck is there to really talk about? We beat the big bad, and then we turned into Zenith's favorite manga. We turned into a slice of life. We just went around doing some shit. None of it mattered.
The problem is this, is with like MHA, it ended, and it was a controversial ending, so people had various opinions on it. And there was room for discussion because it's like, well, I feel this way about this. Here's why I think it. And then it would be like these panels and this stuff. This is why I think it. And then people would respond, well, this is why I think it. These panels and this reasoning. The problem with JJK is for like a week or two, it was a bunch of people being like, well, this is how I interpret Sukuna's change. This is how I interpret Megumi's character. This is how I interpret this stuff. And you read it, and it's like, this is all headcanon.
Yeah, there's no discussion to be had.
There's no discussion to be had because it's your own headcanon you made up.
Yeah, you just made this shit up.
Yeah, there's nothing to discuss. You fucking made it up.
Yeah, right? Like, I can't go like, this is compelling, but I feel a different way. It's just like, oh, like, I saw a thread, someone being like, oh, here's a thread of like, Tengen and blah, 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 and it's just complete headcanon. And it's like, oh, well, like, I can't respond to this. Yeah, like I can't respond to this because this is just made up. I can't do anything with this. All I can say is just like, hey man, I'm happy you enjoy it and move on.
The method of engagement is you right or you wrong.
Yeah.
There's no actual discussion to be had when the talking points are things people are making up.
Yeah, like I can't say shit. Yeah, I can't say shit. I can't just be like, oh, well, you know, compelling argument, chum. It's like, no, you just made this shit up. I can't say anything to that because, like, in your head, the story can be completely fucking different. Like,
well, they give their explanation. Because it's like they give their explanation, and it basically what comes down to is like, oh, I see, I disagree. And there's really nowhere to take
there's nowhere else to take it from there.
Because if you try to use like this is why I think that, it's like, well, they just disagree because they're using their own made up shit.
Yeah, they're reading like special 0.5 chapters that no one else has seen but them. Can I say, because I see it a lot for JJK, I fucking despise when people are like, nobody has ever thought of this before or something like that. And this happened a lot with AOT as well. I fucking hated it when people would be like, no one's thought of this before, no one's talked about this, blah, blah, blah. And then you read it or you watch the video of them talking about it. It's like, oh, you just made it up. No wonder no one's talked about it. It happens so much more than you think, bro. I saw it happen with AOT. I saw it happen with JJK. I saw it happen a little bit, not nearly as much, but a little bit with MHA, where it's just like, oh.
MHA usually just happens with the shipping culture.
Yeah, that too. But like, it's like, oh, you just made this shit up. Of course nobody thought about it. Of course nobody noticed it because we were all reading the story. We didn't just make something up. And just go, yeah, this is it. How could no one's thought about this? Of course no one thought about it, dude. Like, it's such like on one hand, I'm happy that you are engaging in the story. And like, even if you are just making shit up, I'm happy you're engaging in the story. I'm happy you're liking it. I'm happy that's for you. But on the other hand, shut the fuck up, please. Because for you to get on a high horse and go, why has nobody noticed this before? And it's literally made up. Shut up. So an example, Light Knight, is, for example, AOT, Invader's Aaron video. There's a portion of it where he's like, nobody has thought about this before. And he's talking about how Aaron like got the power and stuff like that. He's like, Aaron actually got it at this point. It's like, no, you just made this up because the manga confirms on multiple occasions this is where Aaron got his power, not the point that you're saying, this part specifically. That's why nobody is enjoying this part because it doesn't make sense. You saying, well, it wouldn't make sense for him to get it at this point. It only makes sense for him to get it here. We know. That's why it's bad. So like that's one example of it. There was, if you want another example, someone made up a thread with Sukuna and Uraume and like their relationship together, and we know next to nothing about their relationship. As like the examples that they were using, it's like, oh, like Sukuna is actually a father figure to Uraume. How do you know?
I saw that one.
I don't know. I just made it up, you know, like stuff like that. Like people just making stuff up for the sake of it. It's
one of those things where it's okay to have your own interpretations of stories.
Yes, that's not what I want to like, you know.
Yeah, and talk about it.
I just hate when people act like snobby about making things. I hate it when like people have a take and they're like, "So when are we gonna start a conversation?" You start it.
Yeah.
Don't put it on someone else. You start the conversation.
This is what I was gonna say. Is like
Annoys me.
Okay to have your own interpretations and your own like takes and your own opinions, but you can't expect others to engage seriously with these things you're making up and then get upset that no one's taking you seriously because you made it up. There's no basis for the shit you're saying. So it's like you can't be like, well, I think this and no one, you know what I mean, like no one's taking me seriously. It's like, yeah, why would we?
Yeah. And obviously, Sage, making up stuff for the sake of it is not what I actually mean. It's people making stuff up for the sake of engaging more with the story. I know that. I'm just saying, I hate it. I hate it. I love it, but I also hate it. Like, I am happy you find your own enjoyment in it, but, like, please do not be like, nobody else knows about this? Please stop. You're making shit up.
Sage is fine. Sage doesn't bother me because Sage does it in the sense like this is what makes me enjoy the story more. That's fine. What I'm talking about is people on Twitter who are like, well, actually you don't understand the story. This is the reason why it's good. And it's like, no, you're making shit up. That's not
Yeah.
I think the real problem is the nature of social media where it kind of makes a competition out of having the most correct perspective or opinion.
Damn, you think they try harder than?
And well, that's the thing is that the correct opinion.
I'm just being
no, I know, but it's because the correct opinion does not exist. So how do you win that fight? Well, you have the most opinion, or rather, the opinion with the most evidence, and as a result, you have just like statements where you have situations where people, I would say, like, make up interpretations of certain things where they're like, oh, this foreshadowed that, or like this was obviously implied, and like technically you can view it that way, but you can't treat. And I think honestly, this is I think JJK has a problem where people will look at certain things and like it's like, oh well, it was implied that this was going to happen. And they use that as a point for why the series is bad, because this didn't happen. And, like, that's not fair, because in reality, it's just something happened that made you think it would be cool if so-and-so fought. And it didn't, and that sucks. But
yeah, I don't consider that a failing of the story.
Yeah, and so as far as people go, I think that's the real issue is that a longer Twitter thread on why the story is actually good is fine. You know, you have, post 1 of 92 on why you really like Sukuna. Go ahead, pop off, king. Pop off, queen.
Yeah.
But it's the competition of it, where, like, really, ideally, what I think would happen is people stay in their lanes, and it's like, you have the person who writes the essay about how Sukuna sucks, one who writes the essay about how Sukuna is great, they each have their fans, and you don't have to start fucking playing bumper cars.
Yeah.
Because one of you wants to own more of the highway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how a lot of things go online, and that goes into a grander issue of it where like a lot of people just like a lot of people don't really care, they just care about being right. And it's very like a lot of people don't care to have an actual conversation. A lot of people is just like, no, well, you're fucking dumb because you don't understand my opinion. You don't understand my thought of it. And like I said, that is an entirely separate problem in itself. It's a big reason why I've been avoiding Twitter as of late, because of, like you said, Sky, the competition of it all, where it's like, oh God, like I don't know, Chainsaw Man fans, ugh, or like MHA fans, ugh, JJK fans, ugh, you know, like it's so annoying to see stuff like that. But my main point that I want to emphasize again is that, like, making stuff up is fine, but please do not get on a high horse and be like, you guys are fucking dumb for not getting this. And it's just like, oh, you just made it up. Cool. Got it.
Yeah, I agree. I want to make it clear that that's what I think too. And I think it goes both ways. It's when you make shit up to make something seem worse than it is, or if you make shit up to make something seem better than it is.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this type of conversation, this type of like discussion, these threads they're inherently hollow. So there's not a whole lot to really discuss. And I think that's the result of why the conversation in JJK has died off so quickly, because so much of it was that.
Yeah. Because not a lot of time is spent fleshing out these aspects that people want more of. I mean, I've brought it up before that, like, JJK's ending was so soulless that niggas were wanting, like, they were like, nah, part 2 has to be coming.
Bro, it's sorcery fight, not sorcery story. That tweet fucking killed me, man.
That shit is hilarious, bro.
Sorcery story. Oh, shit.
And dude, I think, was being completely unironic about it.
I mean, yeah.
Well, he's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not wrong.
That's just those are factual statements. How you interpret it,
yeah.
The issue with JJK is that there's so many assumptions and interpretations that the audience has to make on certain statements, actions, etc. that you can't discuss it really because the discussion is you're wrong.
Yeah.
And that's not very fruitful at all.
A lot of people read weekly series, it especially happened in JJK, to just be right. And what I mean by that is just like, you have like the, for example, like the whole situation with Gojo's return and stuff like that. There's that. A lot of people were reading, they'd be like, see, I told you that, like, Yuta used this technique to do this. See, I told you, and stuff like that. It's not even for, like, it's not even just because they enjoy it. It's just to be right. And I think it's just as corny when people do it to, like, just continue hating on something. I think it's corny when people, like, will... There's no passion, there's no love, there's no, like, admiration for it. Because I can understand complaining about it, but, like, it feels like a lot of people just read it to be like, well, this shit fucking sucks. And, like, they just move on and they're like, see, I told you, this shit's ass. That's why so many people, like, during leaks would be like, oh, see, I told you this shit stunk. And then, like, when the chapter came out, it could actually be, like, decent. And it's like, oh.
Leaks fucking killed so much.
That's one of the things.
Sure.
That's like one of the things I cannot stand. As much as I don't like the threads of people, I don't like threads of people being like, "Here's a list of all the things that did not happen, that should have happened," and it's like, I hate shit like that because it's like, dude, just judge the story for what it is. Like, don't make up shit like, this is bad because we didn't see this. It's like, oh yeah, we didn't see that. I don't think that's fair to the story where it's like, I don't think you can judge the story for not giving things if it's not important.
Yeah, it's totally fine to feel disappointed about it, but, like, again, it's not a failing on the story's part, you know?
I think it's different if it's like no one said anything about Maki killing her family. That is unusual that that's not in the story, right? But if it's,
I would say that's kind of important, to be honest.
Yeah, that one I don't know, because like Hakari's entire reasoning for joining up with the group was to use the Zenin family, and then they just go poof, and then he says nothing.
Well, Sailor, it's sorcery fight, not sorcery talk about feelings.
A good example of something where it's like, I understand why people are disappointed it didn't happen, but personally, and I've made jokes about it, I don't think it's that important, is like Megumi actually fighting Sukuna at the end, where it's like, we actually get to see Megumi like use his abilities.
Y'all set yourselves up for that, I ain't gonna lie.
Here's the thing, like, genuinely, I think it's funny to make fun of, but I don't think that's actually important.
No.
I think the failings with Megumi's character is different than just...
They run so much deeper than a fight.
Yeah, it's more than just a fight. Like,
bro,
making, like, that thing, like, oh, he didn't get a fight. It's like, you can be upset about that, but I don't think that's actually...
When I saw people, like, making, like, problems with JJK, we didn't get Megumi's complete domain. I was like, are you serious?
Like,
dead ass?
I think there's a lot of stuff where it's like where Akutami will set things up or like introduce major plot points and then do nothing with them.
We talked about Kagurabachi, yes, aliphobia. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think it's really weird. It is just it is weird, and it showcases a rather messy narrative.
For sure.
They are not the biggest problems with this story.
Yeah.
Look, guys, it's called Sorcery Fight, not Sorcery Mourn Gojo. Okay, guys, like, clearly, how can you?
God, man. Oh my God, man. And then people would act like you're doing too much. It's like, damn, we're not gonna like mourn the most important dude in the story. We're not gonna talk about like the central figure of the Jujutsu world.
I would love it if you like made a sign like that and put it up at the breakup KFC. At the Gojo Shrine. Like, it's not sorcery, more Gojo.
Come on, bro. Can't believe
you don't get it, Sailor. It's always been like that. They've never mourned any like death, you know?
Yeah, they've bro, I can't. Oh my fucking God, bro!
You knew what you were doing when you said that, Taco. You fucking knew it was gonna crash out again,
bro. So many people were like, didn't you guys hear Toto's speech? It was to not mourn the dead. I was like, holy fuck, niggas were reading with their ass, bro. Oh my God. Bro, that fight was to get Yuji to get him back up on his feet and continue battling, to continue the fight, and to keep moving forward. The fight is now fucking over. It's done. We beat the big bad.
He was also being written with his ass.
Oh, God. It was to get Yuji back up on his feet and let him know, like, hey, man, there's more to life. You can't think about, like, why this person died or how cruel they died and stuff like that. And we saw the conclusion with that with Yuji in his domain where he's talking to Sukuna. He's like, I just can't stand, like, I understand now. I just can't stand the idea of people trampling over lives as if they mean nothing. Like, that frustrates me so much more. And Toto told Yuji to keep on just pushing until you find that answer. And guess what? Battle's over. Answer found. We can mourn the nigga now. We can do that. It's okay. It's all right. We can. It's allowed. You know, sorcerers are allowed to show feelings, you guys. It's okay. It's all right.
Listen, Sailor, come on, you're mischaracterizing it. We got to mourn the most important character death in the series.
Don't you fucking say this to me right now.
We got to see Sumiki's grave. Come on.
More than I expected, to be honest.
Bro, the fact fact that fucking Shoko, when we're doing the whole Yuta and Gokotsu plan, no, you're gonna hear me out, cause now you got me going. When we had the fucking Gokotsu plan, and Shoko looked apprehensive about it, and she was like, okay, you know what? I'll do it. It looked like she had some feelings about what was happening. I was like, man, nice subtle foreshadowing from Akutami. I'm really excited. I want to see what happens with this. We don't get any continuation of that, but thank fuck I get to know how Shoko feels about cremating Sumiki. Cool, man. Awesome.
Look, I think that you are missing the point of that moment, which is to show that Sumiki didn't fail that test on
my god, bro.
So she was just like, okay, Yuta, I don't know if I can do this. I believe in you, Sumiki. Nah, man, like, I don't know if I can do this.
She's got a YouTube video pulled up in the background.
That's why the sugar dude was nervous. He's watching her fucking talk to ChatGPT in real time. Like, what happened if too much blood and not in body?
Oh fuck! Oh no! Look at my doctor, bro. I'm going to hell.
Have you ever considered that it's okay that like they didn't mourn Gojo because he still lives on in all of their hearts?
No.
Does he? They don't even talk about him.
No, it's implied.
Oh, like everything. Okay,
bro. Nah.
To be fair, Yuji did say he won't forget Gojo. He did say that. That is actually a true statement.
It is. He's truing, Chad. He's truing. God,
I gotta
man.
say, this is a weird conversation about Dandadan.
Yeah, I gotta say.
There was nothing to talk about.
I know. It's just funny because I'm like, I started thinking because a few minutes ago, Sailor was like, "Yeah, we already talked about Kagurabachi." I was like, "Yeah, are we still talking about Kagurabachi?" No, it's Dandadan. How the hell did we get here?
Yeah, it's very funny stuff. Very funny stuff. But
I mean, I think we've done pretty good at not talking about JJK for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, right. We didn't even bring it up.
JJK will be the meme forever on the podcast. There's so much shit to meme about.
We deserve a treat.
Yeah, yeah, we deserve a treat, man. Every day we fucking...
Sailor can crash out a little bit as a treat.
Well, like I said, I personally find it interesting in hindsight the conversation stopped so quickly surrounding the series. And like obviously
that's how this conversation started.
They're obviously, I'm being hyperbolic. There are still people talking about JJK on Twitter. Fucking
just not
obviously.
nearly as
But
much.
I think the sheer amount, the sheer volume, because like before I could go on my For You page and I would see JJK stuff every week.
Yep.
Because it was just
it
was just constant because people are discussing it. But like I said, within like it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks, it like conversation died out very quickly. And the last tweet I saw about JJK was the tweet of that person saying, "Wow, conversation fucking died." That's the last time I saw someone talk about JJK, was them discussing how quickly the conversation died off.
The last thing I really saw about JJK was Miyamura tweeting out, "Let's reread JJK together," and the quote tweet of, "Damn, these niggas really don't want to read their second manga." that was the last one.
They
That's
got
so funny.
They got so cooked for that, dude. They
That's
were like,
so unfortunate.
and everyone was like, "Nah, man, like,
bro." Even like the Reddit, like if you go on Jujutsu folk, they'll do like I think they're on like chapter 9 leaks or whatever, and it's like, damn, bro, it's dry. It's dry, bro.
The well has run dry.
Well,
my
it's
friend.
funny because the MHA community also had the same thing where they were talking about doing like a reread, and they didn't get cooked at all. So it's just like, damn, poor JJK community.
Well, JJK
It's
just
over.
had a worse ending. Like, I think it's just
I
even
think
if you don't like the MHA ending, I think the MHA ending has. Personally, I have issues with the MHA ending, but I feel much more positively about it overall.
Yes.
Whereas JJK, it's just
that shit happened. Yeah.
Scorn and spite.
Yeah, MHA, like, you can at least look back on it and be like, oh yeah, like a group reread with everyone, because of the type of story MHA is and like how emotionally invested so many people are. It's just like, yeah, I can believe a bunch of people would be like, yeah, let's do like a book club for MHA, and you know, you'd obviously get a lot of people for that. But for JJK, it's just like, you know, all right, you know, whatever. Story's done. It's over. Wrap it up. Yeah.
I think the conversations will definitely pick back up whenever the anime comes back.
Oh yeah,
around.
the anime is gonna, especially because
sure.
you know the animes did like last season did really good just adding
Fucking
content and stuff.
phenomenal job with Shibuya,
God.
bro. I was
Season
crying, bro. That
2
shit was great.
Of JJK is just one of the best adaptations of anything I've ever seen.
It's
like,
fucking incredible, dude.
What it did with the manga content covered, and the
Hidden
fact that it was
inventory
covering
and
very
Shibuya.
good content.
Oh my
like,
god. Oh
yeah,
my
it was
God.
fucking phenomenal.
Holy shit. Bro, that piano
Okay,
when
not that
Gojo
phenomenal.
awakened. Bro.
He's crashing out in a good way.
Bro. That shit was so good, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, very good stuff, man. Very
Crashing
good
out,
stuff.
positive.
Crashing out, complimentary. Yeah.
Complimentary, there's the word.
Not derogatory.
Yeah. But yeah, oh, that's my crash out for the pod.
Yeah, I mean it's been a minute, so that was kind of nice, huh? That's
Yeah,
fun.
it's always nice every now and then. It's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, good week for chapters, man. Unless you're JJK, get the fuck out. But you know, everything else, good week for chapters. I definitely got to catch up on my other ones. I'm gonna try to catch up on Ichi the Witch, and then
Undead Unluck.
yes, Undead
as
Unluck. I think I'm like 3 chapters behind on that one. so
Pretty
I'll catch up on that
good
one.
this week, I ain't gonna lie.
True. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be catching up. I'm really excited. I have all the volumes of Undead Unluck coming in the mail. I'm super hyped,
Oh,
man.
nice.
I'm super hyped. But anyway,
What is it that people call it on Twitter?
Unmoved, unselling.
Unmoved, unselling.
That shit is great,
Pretty good.
bro. That shit's funny. I love that. But let us know down below what your favorite chapter of the week was. Doesn't have to be anything that we covered here on this podcast. It could be Blue Lock, Blue Box, Kill Blue, Grand Blue, Blue Beetle, Hema 10, Undead Unluck, Ichi the Witch, fucking Rent a Girlfriend, all that stuff, man.
My favorite this week was Blue Box.
True. I gotta catch up on that shit. But anyway, we're getting out of here. I want to play Street Fighter, man. It's just been a while. Goodbye. Mwah! And good night.